wondering.
Service, drop it out.
Some crash too.
I don't know. Prism has been having issues because when I spoke to live streamers last rally, other people have been having issues with Prism. So live streaming on multiple platforms is a beta feature, so it is. I could try booting up the other hotspot and see if it's any better.
I just noticed last time we were on Interstate 81 where service should be pretty good, and it dropped a couple of times. That was a low spot, so it might have just been bad signal.
Yeah, Josh, we're live again. What I was saying about the hotspot, that it can drop out, well, that was a dropout. So, it's unfortunate, but that is the way of the course for country roads. Even though it's not really that much of a country road anymore, but...
Clean version of the video on the phone.
First time I was doing the rally, and it's a miracle.
What timing? Just missed.
Hotspot, boot up fast.
I was.
It's fine. I got three. Make any sense?
Yeah.
On this hill.
Guess.
You would think.
Some stretches of Old 22 were improved for truck climbing lanes before the highway was abandoned for the new highway.
Hello, Flame. We're doing good. It feels a lot warmer than that already. At least to us.
Yeah, it did.
The sun was pretty roasting.
Yeah, it's warm in the sun, real warm. They're working on trying to fix that up, reduce the vibration.
Yeah, I think I might have to get a new phone mount. I'm not sure this one's working out as good as I'd hope. Oh, Josh says he heard Santa's gonna go visit Brian. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't have any updates on him other than last night that I heard he was doing okay in the hospital. He was in good spirits and his family was coming in to visit. Angela says, good evening. Good evening, Angela. Hope you're having a great day. Taking you along on our way to West Virginia. We're going to Bunker Hill, just outside the outskirts of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, headed towards Charlottesville right now. Looks like a nice day. Praying it'll cool off later. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful, hot, warm summer day, depending on how much you like the heat.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm
No snow. No ice.
No ice, no rain. I could use a few more clouds. A few more puffy clouds would be nice. Just copy and paste the information. Like, you don't have to put it as one big. And then just post the donation information. For you last night, but I was too tired when I sent it to comments periodically. But you don't have to do it a lot. Just, before the rally, at middle of the rally, like when we eat, and it's just so that if people want to donate to support my work, they can. And if they want to support the 1776 Restoration Movement, they can also do that. But it's not required.
This is Charlottesville.
Yeah. Should call it Potholeville. Since it's really bumpy. Angela says Convoy Santa is live this morning. He's ducked out to go see Brian. Yeah, that's what Josh was saying a few minutes ago. I hope he's doing okay. I've been really worried about him. Hopefully he's getting some nutrition into him, because I know he wasn't too hungry. So.
You had a chance to meet him last weekend.
I did. It was really, really cool. He's a really nice, humble guy and soft-spoken. He's really nice.
I know you have his talk. He was the first speaker at the rally last weekend.
Yep.
I know that is, you got that portion of the rally up on YouTube.
Yeah, I live streamed the whole rally last weekend on YouTube, but due to the nature of the censorship on YouTube, I had to pull down the rally information and just put up part of it to redirect you guys to Rumble, because I didn't want to get a strike on my account. So I'm probably going to have to do that. I'm definitely going to have to do that with today's rally, because my talk is going to hit all the words you're not supposed to say. There's no way. I tried to look at a way to try to do my talk without saying one of the words that might get me flagged, and there's just no way I could do it. So what I'll do is I'll stream it live, and then when I get home, I'll make sure that my local copy is good, and then I'll have to remove it and only leave like an intro up to redirect you guys to Rumble to watch it without the censorship. I don't like having to do that, but it's the only way I can do it right now, because I don't have a website. So I guess I should work on getting a website up. Hey Bruce, how's it going?
We just went by Roadside America. It's closed, but it was very famous. Huge indoor train, model train display.
Oh yeah, I loved visiting that. It's really cool. Shame that it's not there anymore.
I don't know if it's gone, but it's not open.
I know when we drove by, I didn't see any signs for it anymore. So I think they must have taken the signs down. How are we? We're doing good, Bruce. We're enjoying the scenic ride and drive. And I'm excited for the rally, because I get to speak today, so that's pretty exciting. Nerve-wracking, but exciting.
Yeah, we're taking the old highway, US 22, Old 22. Our next town is going to be Strausstown.
About 160 Pennsylvania to Bunker Hill, West Virginia. So on a good day, if there's not a lot of traffic, if you just take straight highways, you can get there in 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on which day of the week it is. For us, we're taking some more of the scenic ways today, so it's going to be a little longer, but we planned that in our schedule. And we're actually making a quick stop to visit a local farmer that supposedly has gotten a big drop-off of grapes. So we're hoping to pick up some grapes to bring along with us to donate. Good morning, Catherine. Yes, Josh, I got pumpkin muffins. Yes, we do. They're in the trunk. They are a big hit with everybody. I gotta think for a second how many I made this time. I did 2 batches. Depending on how much you fill them up, depends on how much you get. I believe I have 60, if I remember correctly. So. People. We have to. We have to stand up. Are you going to stay live during the grapes? I can try. We're not sure exactly how that's all going to work. A friend of mine told me about it yesterday. He's like, hey, farmer says he's drowning in grapes. It's, you go down this lane by his farm and you just pick out which grapes you want and you take them. So we brought a step stool just in case, because they're pretty high. They're pretty high with the pallets. I don't know. What do you want to say? Like 10 feet high?
Yeah, I don't know when that photo was taken. Maybe that was right after they were delivered.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we're not sure exactly what we're going to drive into for the grapes, but I can try to bring you along for the ride.
And we don't know how good the grapes are at this point either.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We're not sure.
So we're going to drive into the unknown on that one.
Bruce says, have a safe trip. Thanks, Bruce. Angela says, how far away from the camp? We're a few hours away.
Well, 150 miles perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
What was the total? You had the total number.
165 from home.
Okay, so we're probably around 150 now. Heading west on old US 22 in Berks County, Pennsylvania. Still a lot of beautiful farms in Berks County. It's a pretty large county. The southeastern part has seen a lot of development. It's a lot closer to Philadelphia. We're in the northwestern part of it, which is much more rural.
Intersection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody on the right.
Looks pretty good.
Some days it's bad.
So this is Strausstown. I remember coming through here years ago, and in a lot of the houses, the downspouts from their roofs actually came out and emptied out on the street. It was kind of interesting.
I don't know if they have that anymore. I think they might have redone it.
Yeah.
I do remember that though.
Yeah, and then they have the drains along the street here, so everything just ran down into the drains. But it looks like everybody has. Oh, there's one on the left. We just went.
Oh, there's another
couple
one.
of them there on the left. I don't know if you saw them going by.
It's hard to see them until you're right on top of them.
Yeah.
Angela says in Georgia we have wild grapes called muscadines. I hope I pronounced that right. That grow in the sides of the road. They're generally the size of quarters. They're gold and people and yummy. Yeah, that sounds yummy.
Yeah.
I wish we had things that grew on the side of the road that sound that good.
Size of quarters. That's pretty substantial.
Angela says you should have given the cashier at the store a handful of rally pamphlets. I don't have any rally pamphlets. I guess I could have tried to print some out, but I'm not at the store either. Gloria says safe travels. Thanks, Gloria. Yeah, I know, Josh. Every time I have an event, it seems like your work conflicts. But, it's the way it goes. Hop in when you can. It's no pressure. Angela, you wrote Georgia. I assumed you meant the state. You said in Georgia we have wild grapes.
Makes sense. Unless it's over in Europe.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it is.
Somebody said good evening to us, so I'm guessing they are east. Very far east.
That's Angela. That's in the... Can you clarify, Angela, if you mean the country, Georgia, or the state? I'm gonna guess that you mean the country. Considering you said good evening. Looks like we're behind an oversized load.
It does. We're about to slow down.
Yeah. Gloria says, I won't be there either today. I'll be in a local parade handing out 1776 Restoration Movement flyers at 4. Well, that's cool. Angela says, I grew up in southeast Georgia, home of Georgia's sweet tea. Roberta says, hey, Gwen and Dad. And send a bunch of hearts. Hey, Roberta. Angela says, Georgia in the USA. Okay. Thanks for confirming. I wasn't sure. I know I do have a few people that watch internationally, so it's always good to double check. I like those flowers. Those are pretty. You did build in like tractor delays, right?
Tractor delay. Adding windshield washer fluid delay. Clean the windshield delay.
Angela says it's 11:55 p.m. where I am. Catherine says North Carolina has muscalines. Luann. 1776 camp. Yes, it's at Bunker Hill, West Virginia. And it's from 4 to 8 p.m. Says he huge fan of 1776. I don't see anybody on the right.
So who said it's almost midnight?
Angela. I'm not sure. Deb says safe travel, guys. Fresh macadam smell.
It's been recently paved.
I can smell. Sorry.
Ah. Australia.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
If you could dig a hole deep.
I don't know. Probably melt before you get there.
Well, besides those details. I think we would come out west, somewhere off the coast.
Larry says, I'm not sure who you guys are. Is this your first time visiting? It's not our first time visiting. We don't stay at the camp because I have ongoing health issues that make it really impossible to stay in a car or in a tent where they're staying right now. I'm trying to think, how many times have we visited? I know we visited the People's Convoy when they were in Hagerstown the first time a few times. We did that. Born Valley, Springs, was it last weekend?
Yep.
And then there's the rally today. So I've been trying to cover it because I actually take notes for the restoration. The Gwen's Convoy meeting notes. So I was the one that was writing up the meetings for the People's Convoy 1776, and also the People's events that were in Pennsylvania because we're in East. It's just possible maybe you haven't run into me yet. Maybe you know about the pumpkin muffins. The pumpkin muffins that get handed out were mine. We grew the pumpkins on our farm, in our garden, and every time I visit, I bring the homemade pumpkin muffins. And Larry says, very cool. Today, you should be able to. The 3 main speakers, and I'm wearing a dress. The other 2 aren't. So it should be pretty easy.
How do you know that?
Because they're guys.
Oh, okay. You got me on that one.
I don't think Santa's wearing a dress. And I'm pretty sure the Constitution guy is not going to be wearing a dress.
Probably not.
I've seen both of them on stream, and neither one have worn dresses on stream. So I don't think they will be. Might be pretty funny for fundraising, but I don't think they want to do a speech in a dress.
Well, the hostess or the lady that sings the anthem might.
Yeah, she might. If Jennifer, I think that's her name.
That's Jennifer?
Yeah.
She does.
She has an amazing voice. I could listen to her sing the anthem over and over and over. Like, she's just amazing. I love it. I'm not a very good singer, so.
This is Bethel, the town of Bethel.
The chat's laughing at me saying Santa in a dress. It would be different, for sure. That red light. We always get hit by this light, no matter which way we come.
We'll be getting on 22 and 78 proper. Old 22 doesn't go much further than this. It goes straight, but it dead ends because that section of Old 22 was overbuilt by the newer 22. It was built in the 1950s, and then it later became Interstate 78.
Angela says, as a mod for Santa, I vote no on Santa in a dress thing. Yeah. We'll have every troll on here in the chat. Yeah, I agree. It's a bad idea. I was kidding. Mostly kidding, so. I mean, if he wants to wear a dress, that's fine, but I don't think he does. I don't know, there's some people that like to put boys in dresses and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I think you should decide what you want to wear and wear whatever's comfortable. says, driver, we need a CB. We do have the CB with us, don't we?
I do. I don't have
You didn't hook it up, though.
I don't have it turned on. I don't have the antenna up on the roof.
Maybe we'll put that on when we get grapes.
Not sure what we would hear.
Probably not PG rated stuff. Just guessing. Do you remember which exit we have to get off of for the grapes?
We could probably get off on the next one.
Okay.
Frystown exit.
Gloria says, have a great day. I will watch reruns of the rally. Have to get things ready for my day. Both doing things for the movement, but in different towns. You have a great day too, Gloria. I hope everything goes well. And yes, everybody getting out and doing something is a good thing. Angel says, get the CB up. Yeah, it's a good idea. Because we learned the hard way that driving highway speeds with the flags from home to Hagerstown to visit AFC the one weekend on the way to 1776, that it rips his flags apart pretty bad. I had to do a bit of flag surgery, which worked out, but I don't know how many times that'll hold up. You know, re-sewing it. You know.
So we're going on our grape adventure now.
All right, Angela, let me scroll up.
Do you remember the name of the road at the farm?
Let's look that up really quick. I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah, that's fine. I know about where the turn is.
It's Meckville Road.
Okay.
600 Meckville. Seeing your comment. For some reason, YouTube flagged it. She said, scroll up and read my comment about the plan Emic. Too cute. Yeah, I purposely butchered the word. We're going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Cool. It's very scenic out there. I'm wondering if the comment was on the first video before it crashed and I missed it. And I can't go back to that while it's processing.
The third version of that documentary is coming out. When is that getting released?
I believe July 4th.
You saw a trailer for that where the psychologist from Belgium is in the third one.
Oh yeah, he's got like a good 7 minutes interview in it.
What is his name?
Matthias Desmet. I'm actually going to be talking about him in my speech today. Which is going to be pretty cool. I'd love to meet him one day. Dream big, they say, right? I never thought I'd get the chance to meet Dr. Peter McCullough, let alone hug him. Not once, but twice. And get a handshake. That was really cool. And get medical advice, which was neat.
I wonder if this is grape traffic behind us.
Maybe. My friend said literally a few weeks ago, they got a whole shipment of oranges dropped off randomly.
Randomly.
Yeah. They just spawned. Don't know why.
This could be it.
Yep. He said just drive until you get to 600 and then it's down a lane.
On the left.
Let me see if I can bring it up.
It's a little further than here. But yeah, it's coming up, one of these farms. I don't know how you randomly get a shipment of fruit out here.
I don't know the full story. The guy was a bit distracted when he was telling me it. It looks like it's going to be on the left. I can't tell if it's the left or the right.
This is 601.
Yeah, it's 600, so maybe that's it.
Here's 600.
Which way is 600? This way?
Well, that looks like a 600 in the mailbox there. Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's this one then.
On the left or the right?
I don't know. He said down a lane. He didn't say which way. So I guess we're going for an adventure, guys. We don't know which one's 600.
Yeah, which side of the street are even numbers?
Well, the map program said left, so
Which is the way I turned?
yeah. It says that the farm back here is 600. So I guess we'll find out. To me, this kind of fits more the description of a lane compared to the other side, which was paved. Big divots. Oh, dove. Oh, there's a little creek.
I don't know.
Angela says, country roads, take me home to a place I belong. Well, I'm gonna get in West Virginia. I had to laugh last weekend. I got flagged for us talking in the car for music copyright, but they wouldn't tell me what the music was. It was pretty funny. There's the grapes on the left.
Really?
Yep.
Right there?
It looks like there's only one pallet left.
Wow, people have been able to get them. Well, that's good, I guess. I hate to see them all go to waste.
Yeah. He said just turn left when we get in. Oh no, there's a whole ton underneath too.
Oh.
In the shade. So he said they were sorting them. He's like, so you might have to look for so there's a pile there on the left, guys, and then on the right, which is kind of hard to see right now, there's a ton inside. I'm thinking the ones in the shade might be better.
Maybe. Just pull back this way. I guess it's There's somebody over there. I guess I should go say hello.
He might be driving over. He's got a little girl with him.
Maybe.
I guess,
Let's see.
Is the gimbal in the trunk?
It is.
Alright, you wanna go get me that?
If you like.
I'm gonna put you guys on the gimbal and take you and show you guys the grapes. It'll be a little bit dizzying to put you guys into the gimbal, but it'll be kind of cool to show you guys the grapes too. Yeah, so just bear with me. I have to set the gimbal up and then I'll move you guys over. Here we go. This is gonna be a little dizzy. I'm gonna mute you guys so you don't hear all me trying to shove me in the gimbal. So here we go. All right, we're on the move, guys. Let me know if the quality works okay. I'm gonna show you the grapes. So we got piles of grapes. Yeah. Oh, okay. He doesn't actually want us to video, so I'll have to go back in the car. Never mind. I didn't realize he'd be against videoing. It's okay. So I'll have to show you guys when we get the grapes in the car. Apparently the farmers asked us not to video. So let me get you guys back into the car holder. I didn't realize that would be an issue. Yeah, it's a good song. I like the song. Alright, I'm gonna leave you guys in the car and go say hello. You guys behave yourselves in the chat and I'll catch you in a few minutes. Like I said, the farmer doesn't want me to take the camera inside the barn, so we'll be back. Take care.
to back in there and load up some of these grapes. Alright, she says that's good. Alright, we'll be back. We gotta load up some grapes.
I don't want to put it too close so that way you still to get up. We're getting some grapes, guys.
No, is it easier for you to grab the one blanket in the back there that we can put on the seat?
Yeah, give me a second.
We could try to do the whole back seat if you want.
Yes, I want to try to do that, but I gotta put this in the trunk. Or I guess I can put this on the floor.
There's still a lot of grapes here.
Probably better to throw this in the trunk, to be honest.
Yeah, put it up on the roof for the moment, I guess. And let's pack up. Let's see what we can get in here, and then we'll figure out where to put the remaining stuff that we
Tuck it
have.
up under the headrest. Yeah,
Yeah, I think they are green. Let's see how far over these can go. Alright. Probably 2 rows.
You want me to put the blanket to protect their foot?
Okay, I guess too wide is what we're gonna do. I can put them this way, but then it's gonna be, I mean, it's up to you. If you can manage stuff with them this way, we can probably get 3 rows. I don't know how we're gonna keep the car cool later today.
Well, we're taking them to the reefer right away when we get there.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
No, I made arrangements.
Oh, good.
I told her if I get them, I'm gonna be needing to get in prompt. That's why I want to get there early.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Think they can use as many as we can fit?
I would. No. Yeah. Well, I guess we could theoretically come and pick more up tonight, but
Oh, it'd be so late though.
yeah. That's plastic. So yeah, guys, we're working on loading up the grapes. Check on the comments here. I wonder if the grapes have anything to do with the food shortages and the fact the government is forcing farmers to destroy them. They don't want to be on camera. He just doesn't want the publicity, that's all. I don't blame him. He got an order of grapes and he got too many. Hi, Seashell. Claire says, be safe, gonna try and make it to the rally. Good luck talking today. Thanks, Claire. Yeah, right now we're loading up on donation of grapes for 1776. A local farmer reached out and said he got too much in his load, so he's donating a whole bunch. So my dad's loading them up in the car right now, so that's why we're not chatting. We're trying to get the grapes in the car.
Well,
You know what? We should put the sunshade over top.
okay, we're 4 high. We can go higher, I guess. I'd say 5 high is going to be our limit.
Yeah.
I don't think we're really going to have to. I know you're reorganizing things. It's up to you. If you think. Yeah, you're dead. I will put them in there. They'll work.
Yeah. You can grab some ice out. Might go to 3. Alright, I'm gonna close the back up.
I'll be there. You might not go. You good with everything in the program?
Yeah.
Last call? Alright, let's see your
Alright, I just have to put the backpack in the back somehow. I might put it behind you or me. I gotta see. I think I'll have to just put my seat up and then put it back. Watch your elbow because of my chargers there.
I see it.
Because I have to put that somewhere else.
I guess we could have pushed another couple in there, but it's pretty full.
How many did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 in here and 3 in the back.
18, yeah.
So 18 total.
18 times
Whatever's in the thing.
8.2. Do that math.
I'm not sure. What was the number?
.2 pounds times 18. 147 pounds.
So we got 147 pounds of grapes, guys. Hope you're hungry for some grapes. All you can eat.
Yeah, come to the rally. We're gonna have grapes. They look pretty good. I mean, they're packed pretty well in there, so I didn't want to tear all the packaging apart, but.
I think your door's open.
Yeah, most of what I saw looked pretty good. He pulled out a bag. He showed me there's a few, typically what you see in a bag of grapes. There's
Yeah.
a couple that are turning or not so good.
Oh, that's normal. So.
He's got a caterpillar.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I might have buried your bagel though.
That's okay.
Oh. Bump.
Bottom down on that one. Riding a little lower now.
Yeah. With how many pounds of grapes did you say we have? A lot.
I think I said 147.
Yeah.
What's the going price for grapes?
I'm not sure. He's just glad they're not going to waste. Yeah, I can't reach your. I can kind of get your bagel. You want it?
Yeah, I guess at some point I'll munch on it.
I put it in the middle. Smart. You still have a door open.
Yeah, I do.
Is it the back?
No, it's me here, I think.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't me.
It's the back door.
Which one?
I don't know. I think it's mine. Let me go out and get it.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's mine. Can we go out?
No, there's another door
Is it?
still open.
It's mine.
Ah, of course. Yeah, now it went out.
All right, guys, give me a few minutes to catch up on chat. We just got done loading up the grapes.
The reason I waved you off is he didn't feel comfortable doing that. He doesn't really want to promote this.
It's fine. It's fine.
He said he was fine if you want to go say hello to the cows. He said you could stream the farm all day long, but
Yeah, I get it. He doesn't want too many people showing up, so.
you don't want any issues with that sort of thing.
Oh, good.
But he's happy. He's happy to take his first comment. One of his first comments to me was, "You should have brought your pickup."
Yeah. That's funny. Unfortunately, we don't own a pickup.
Yeah, you might want to let Victoria know how many pounds of grapes are coming.
I will. So you said it was, how much is in the box?
I think they're 8.2.
8.2 pounds in a box.
Yeah,
And we have
I think that's what it says.
15 in the back and 3 in the trunk. So that's 18 times 8.2.
Honestly, they felt heavier than that.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. I think the weight might be off. I don't see it labeled, so I don't know.
it's 8 pounds. I'm trying to think, did it feel like...
It says 18.
Oh, I missed a 1?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think you missed a 1.
Are you sure about that?
It says 18.08 pounds on the sticker.
Did I read the other one in kilograms or something?
Maybe. So that's why I couldn't lift it.
Okay.
So 18.08 times...
Like the map program would say, recalculating.
18. 325.44 pounds of grapes. No wonder you bottomed out on the driveway.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's like, it's only 150 pounds and I'm dragging?
No, we're dragging 325 pounds of grapes, guys. It's grape power.
That's definitely an extra person or and a half.
Yeah.
Or 2 in some cases, yeah. Yeah, the car does seem like it's riding a little differently now. Yeah, if they can get them in their reefer, they should have grapes for a little while at least. Should get them through a week.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast people eat through the grapes, but
I heard they're really, really sweet grapes, and they're really good. You can make canned jelly and juice.
I guess you could dig one out and try it.
I'm not gonna do that. Guys, give me a minute. I'm trying to catch up on comments.
Yeah, we're continuing west. We'll get on Route 22 shortly. 22 and 78 split up here, and we're going to get on Route 22 then, once we get over to the highway, and continue west.
Hi, Iggy. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for joining. Hi, Treasure Chest. Yep, my dad and I are patriots who are attending rallies and events. Yeah, we're basically trying to cover the news, become part of the new media. So yeah, I stream for different events. Live Free, we're traveling from Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Berks County to Bunker Hill, West Virginia. So yeah, 325 pounds of grapes.
That's the final answer?
Yeah, I'm rounding it because it says 325.4. So. That's a lot of grapes.
We're going to get on the very start of the section of Route 22 that splits from 78.
They smell good too. They smell really sweet. Margaret says, safe travels, have a great rally. You have this, no worries. Thanks, Margaret. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little nervous about speaking, but I'm excited too. It'll be cool. He wished me good luck with my speech, which was cool.
Yeah.
Seems quieter. It's all this extra weight in the car.
Good sound dampening too, yeah.
Yeah, it seems so much quieter. It's funny.
I think the car's riding better.
I think it is.
Loading down those struts a little bit.
Can you see okay?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay.
We could have loaded it up, I guess, another row.
I don't know if it would work actually though with the clearance of the
It's hard getting in and out of the door.
The back doors.
Yeah.
It would have been hard.
Oh, it saw us coming.
Yeah, I let Victoria know, and Hippie Mama, I sent her a note on Facebook, so if not, I'm sure the parking people will understand. So motorcycles.
I think they had to do a little bit of reconfiguring again because of the fireworks shop next door.
Oh yeah.
What I was told is that entrance was going to be closed because they needed to let the store have use of that.
Makes sense.
Since this is prime fireworks purchasing time.
Yep.
Get everybody coming up from Virginia to get their fireworks.
Yeah. Well, that was really cool. I don't know what I expected, but that was sweet.
I'm glad that they were in the sheltered area.
Yeah. My friend had said that they were in 2 different spots, so just, look kind of when you get there.
He's a nice guy. Hope you enjoyed the view of the shiny feed bins. They look pretty good. And they'll look pretty new.
Aaron says, ooh, PA, cool. Yeah. Freebird K8 says, if people have drums and know how to make up chants like they do in France, freedom movements there would be more cohesiveness. I definitely think Americans aren't protesting the way they should be. Not enough of them are protesting, in my opinion. Aaron says, New Jersey in the house. Yeah, hey, New Jersey. Yeah, I'm sure I can't do terrible at speaking, guys. I mean, it's my own story, so that and a little bit of how you can advocate for yourself or a loved one, and talking about mass formation and calls to action. So I've got it pretty good. So I just have to make sure I don't drop my note cards and don't drop the mic. So. We got 68 people watching with us on YouTube.
Nice.
So that's cool. I'm not sure how many we got on Facebook.
We're taking Route 22 west towards Harrisburg. It's an alternative to taking 78. A little more scenic. Couple of traffic lights, but then not too many. It's a good stretch of road then. No, you don't. You're not getting me again.
We got 3 people on Facebook. So YouTube is winning. I wonder if Rumble is working today. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Rumble dumped itself.
Oh no.
That's a bummer. I'm not sure what happened to that.
It was working earlier?
Yeah, so I guess it errored out for whatever reason. So. Oh yeah, Aaron. I'm sure more will watch if they know I'm with 1776. Catherine says, Daytona Beach in the house. Have a great weekend. Enjoy. Yeah, that sounds really nice being at the beach. It's a good beach weekend. Cindy says, be safe. Yeah, I started wanting to cover the rallies because else was really covering. Like, I know we have other live streamers, but like what I meant is like a lot of the media is not to become the media and, instead of complaining about it, do something about it. Are you a new streamer? I guess relatively speaking, yes. I started streaming in March. I started streaming just to document history when we were with the People's Convoy. We wanted to, record our experience running in the convoy. And then we had the American Freedom Convoy get created, so we were following them for a bit, and then following the 1776 Restoration Movement. Also involved with the People's Movement of Pennsylvania. And I also take notes for the different groups and share out announcements of events on my Facebook page, which is Gwen's Convoy Meeting Notes. Live Free 52 says, get with Oreo when you arrive. He'll help boost the YouTube channel. Yeah, I've actually met Oreo. Oreo is a really nice guy. I met him a few times, and he gave me some really good advice on microphones, because I was asking him if there's a better way to get better audio, and he said the microphones on the iPhones are actually pretty good. So yeah, Josh is awesome. Aaron, he's really cool. He actually is the one who confirmed I was looking at a phone cooler for my phone because I knew it was going to be pretty warm, and I asked him about it. He's like, that's the one I use, and it works really good. He's like, it won't let you down. So I had it for the rally last weekend, and it was a lifesaver, because a new streamer that I had met from Virginia, his name is also Josh, or Joshua, and his phone actually overheated, which was not good. He couldn't get it back, so he had to switch over to his wife's phone to stream to his friends in Virginia, which was unfortunate. So it's really nice if the streamers are very, very friendly towards each other. We give each other tips all the time. Anytime we have an issue, people try to help each other out, so it's really cool. Seashell says they need a streamer who gets up early, LOL. Well, that would not be me. I am not a morning bird usually, so. But I understand, they're trying to live as well as stream, so not everything's going to get streamed. They got to do errands, they got to, take care of themselves. George says, King of Prussia PA watching live. Hi, George. Mostly to ourselves right now, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, I like this stretch of 22 rather than taking 78. It depends. It's a little slower. You got the time. An old style interchange here for Route 72. Some of the major roads that cross this highway were interchanges, but the rest were just crossovers. So somewhat limited access. I don't know when this highway was built, but it was the main highway until really the late 60s is when the last section of 78 and 81 got built. This was still the main highway up until then.
Yeah, Sherry, you can just call me Gwen. That's fine. For those who are wondering how you pronounce the channel name, it's Gwenny. Add an extra N and a Y to Gwen, so it's Gwenny. But Gwen is fine. Aaron says, definitely check out Oreo. We need more live streamers. Catherine says, how far are you from Bunker Hill? How many miles have we gone? 36, roughly?
Yeah.
So roughly 130 miles away, because it's about 165 total for us. Now we did do a minor detour to get grapes today from a farmer, but that was actually on our way, so it wasn't too much of a detour.
I think the distance is another reason why we've done multiple trips. We know it's a long distance for a lot of people across the country to be able to be there. So we're sort of the helping you live
vicariously.
Live vicariously, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
The drive is much more doable for us.
And And like I said, the main reason we don't stay, on site is 'cause I have ongoing medical issues that require me to have ongoing care. So we can't live there. So we try to visit as often as we can. Sherry, you can call my dad or Scott, whatever you prefer. Either way is fine. Or driver.
That's a Big D thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Big D. Big D's awesome. Everything's gonna be fun. Eli says, the revolution is coming. Eli says, can I call you Pop?
Sure. I always say this, but this is probably my favorite stretch of this highway in terms of scenery. Just the way the mountains are. I know you can't see to the side very well on this stream, but it is a nice vantage point where you can see the whole mountain range. It's Blue Mountain. We're actually now in Lebanon County too. When we got onto 22 again, we crossed into Lebanon County.
Hippie Mama just wrote back to me, so we will have access to get to the reefer to unload.
That's good.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too difficult. That didn't take that long to load up, did it?
No. Angela says, Gwen, I like that. Driver is a 1776 thing. But I just started it. Sherry says, thanks, Dad. Angela, yes, we did get the grapes. We have 325 pounds of green seedless grapes. We got a lot of grapes. Yeah, Hippie Mama says they have some grapes that they were putting out for today, but they didn't have that many. She says, I'm going to have you probably pull alongside of the reefer because it's blocked from any other angle, and we'll have someone help you figure out where to put them to get them inside. Alright, sounds good.
They're always good with a food donation.
Yep. I reached out to Victoria last night to ask her. I was like, hey, do you guys want some grapes? I've got a local farmer willing to donate a bunch. I didn't know how much we'd be able to get.
Another little interchange on the highway. Route 934. No acceleration ramp there on the on-ramp.
Drivers have said over the CV for years. Yeah, that is true. Andrew says, y'all better make some moonshine. Cooking lunch, making chicken Alfredo. Pass them out, Angela. We got grapes, we got pumpkin muffins in the car, drinks. Sherry asks, are you going to be there on July 4th? Unfortunately, we will not make it for July 4th. Sherry says, I'm really trying to make it. I would love to meet you. Oh, I'd love to meet you too, Sherry. I'll definitely be there for the whole rally and probably for at least an hour afterwards, assuming I don't pass out.
You're going to be in Philadelphia on the 3rd.
Yeah, so on July 2nd and 3rd, the 1776 Restoration Movement are having 2 rallies. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend either one because I'm covering the really big rally in Philly on the 3rd. It's going to be at Independence Mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., I believe. And I'm going to be one of the main live streamers for that event for the People's Movement of Pennsylvania. So that's a big deal. But because of how much prep it is and, having to get up so early, it'd be too physically taxing for me to be able to do the 1776 rally the night before. I don't want to set myself back health-wise. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to be there.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of other streamers, though.
Yeah.
It should be pretty exciting because it's building up to the big day.
Yeah, Big D is the best, Angela. He's a really nice guy. Nathan says, howdy from the great state of Texas. Thank you all for sharing your streaming with us. You're welcome, Nathan. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Sherry says, Ohio here. Nice. So we've got New Jersey in the house, Ohio in the house, Georgia in the house, and Texas in the house. That's pretty cool.
We drove through Ohio last fall. Did a little bit of scenic driving from Youngstown, Ohio, west through Akron. We took US 224. And then at some point we turned northwestern and went up to Sandusky.
Carol says, hello from Illinois. Hi, Carol. I hope you're doing good. Diane says, good morning from Arizona. Nice. That's really cool. Angela, I see your comment about gas prices, that Joe raised gas prices to stop us from unifying. As a single mom with boys, there's no way. And then it looks like I got cut off. Yeah, gas prices are really rough right now.
Maybe so we impose self-lockdown.
Cindy says, I'm from Missouri. I'm the one that made the wreaths for the auctions. I'm legally blind. Oh, that's really cool that you made those wreaths, Cindy. They looked really pretty. I'm sure whoever gets them will love them. I used to be able to crochet and knit, so I really know how much time goes into making something handmade. So it's really cool when people donate homemade. You can't beat it. It's priceless in my opinion. Angela says Kentucky is so beautiful. Bruce says you and Cliff are on the road. Nice. Bruce says hello to Nathan. Yeah, gas prices are definitely too high. Single family homes can't afford to travel. I admit, I did ask for gas money to be able to cover the rallies because it is expensive. I mean, some places in PA are $5. It's rough. It's what, $80 now to fill up the gas tank. And it never used to be that bad. Sherry says she's south of Akron.
Akron,
sorry. I always butcher that.
It's okay.
That's something I hope I don't do today. I hope I don't do word salad on the stage. I tend to mess up my words sometimes. Especially if I'm nervous.
Yeah, we were actually we were heading to Ann Arbor, Michigan for watching the field hockey playoffs and championship. And we went through a good section of Ohio. From Youngstown, we went west, 224. I'm thinking it was US 250, but I'm not sure. One road that went northwest from, it was somewhere west of Akron where we picked it up. And, is he waving at me?
I think it might have been a freedom finger. Freedom!
It might have been Route 250. It went northwest to Sandusky.
Apparently he doesn't like that you're carrying grapes. He's got some gripes with the grapes.
Oh.
I don't know. Some people are just too much in a hurry.
Well, I guess we're out of the scenic drive part of 22 now. stopped at a little place along. Remember that outdoor stand where we got some burgers?
Oh yeah, in a row to be able to go into DC. Kittens Purr says, "Hey Kittens Purr, welcome back. Tennessee in the house. Hi Gwenny. Are you speaking today or soon? Just got. Sorry, the comment scrolled. Just got here. Sound off intentionally. No, the sound should be on. Can you guys hear me okay? It says it's on. I'm going to be speaking at the rally. I don't know if I'm the first speaker or not. I won't know until I get there. Angela says, next weekend is a federal holiday. It's going to skyrocket prices to travel to West Virginia. Angela says, love me some Tennessee too. Love the moraine, the mountains. Bruce says, Clown Boy, you're misinformed. They're very active. It's possible they don't know about the other events and stuff. It's hard to keep track of it.
Well, I can see the criticism. I can understand that.
It does. Some people say it doesn't look like they're doing much. I mean, yeah, it's going to take a while for change to occur. People have to get involved locally and slowly change things.
I think objectively we'd have to say, is this really going to make a difference? I think one thing that it is doing is it's building awareness. If nothing else, we kind of have a community, and if we can grow the community, then
we can get more people involved, active, and try to change things by running for office. Because that's really the only way we're going to change things. I mean, the protests help wake up the people, which is good. Thanks for the safe travels wishes.
If you're a believer in the mass formation theory, then that's really what this is trying to do, is try to bring those people who are kind of in the middle over to the side of people who are patriots. I think that is one of the goals.
Yeah.
I think there's probably 20-30% you're never going to reach. They're actively working against the movement. They don't believe in it. It's the undecided voters in the middle.
Yep. Nathan says, wishing I had a handful of those grapes to go with my cheese and crackers. American flag, Canadian flag. Well, I'm sending you some right now, Nathan. Let me know when you receive them. They're coming via the airwaves.
Put a bag in a teleporter and send it over.
Yeah. Beam me up, Scotty, right?
Yeah.
Beam me up, grapes.
Can you imagine how the world would change?
I know, right? My friend who was helping me practice just to listen to me speak, I sent him a picture of the homemade pumpkin muffins, and I said, I know I can't get this to you, but I'm sending you one virtually. So I could almost get it to him. He's in Virginia, but I don't know where in Virginia. Nathan says you're too kind. Yeah.
If we could teleport everywhere, would we miss driving? I think we would.
I think there'd probably be lines to use the teleporters. Yeah, Angela, my dad's the one that's driving. I'm doing the ride. Call him Dad or whatever floats your boat. We're a good team.
Dauphin County now. I think we crossed the line a couple miles back. So we're getting into the outskirts of Harrisburg.
Angela says, driver, you forgot the CB chatter. Nathan says, most definitely would miss the driving, Pops. Hershey Road? Bruce says. Hold on, I gotta take this phone call. Hey Victoria, how's it going? I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, we're still on the way and we got a lot of grapes. Okay. 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 All right. Okay, awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot. We got, I think we figured out the math. It's 325 pounds, so it's a lot, so. Yeah, so, yeah, I know. Yeah, and they were kept in a cool area and we're keeping them cool in the car, so it's like, this is perfect. You guys got the reefer, so. They're green seedless. And they're sweet. Yeah, they're the sweet kind. All right, if you want, I can always give you a text, 20 minutes heads up if you want. If that's helpful. Okay. What do you think's our ETA, Dad?
I would say 3-ish.
3-ish, maybe? Depending on traffic and stuff, All right, well, we'll look for Raptor when we get there, and I look forward to seeing you. Yeah, because of the fireworks and all that. Yeah. Okay. Got it. I'll see you there. Bye-bye. She was just letting me know that she spoke to Raptor, and he's going to direct us to go to the kitchen when we get there. And
Okay.
the kitchen crews kind of help us get them out, and then they have special handicap parking that they're going to direct us to then, too. So we don't have to walk as far.
Nice.
Yeah. Clown Boy wrote, I've watched since the early days in Hagerstown. Leadership said movement was apolitical. That's no longer true. Former speakers, Trump election deniers, Republican candidates, not a great way to expand the base. Bruce says, just past Highway 39. Angela says, at least they're doing something and not burning cities down and causing chaos. Blade Runner, I have not seen it today, but there was pure insanity in DC yesterday. Connie said to Angela, thousands protested yesterday in DC. Nobody tried to overthrow the government or hang the vice president. Nathan says, are we there yet, Dad? Angela says, the government wants us there, not united. They want us fighting each other. Yeah, they do. They definitely want to divide us. Nathan's like, I gotta pee. I can relate to that. Dancing Queen says, Clowny, the mad leftist, sure didn't like others having freedom of speech. Yeah, I'm all for freedom of speech, so you guys can definitely debate things out in the chat. As long as you keep it civil, I'm fine with it. Bruce says, it looks like Skyline View. Angela says, where are the snacks? Well, we got grapes, and in the trunk we have crackers, grapes, some pumpkin muffins, and cashews.
Would you like some more grapes?
Yeah. Victoria's excited for the grapes.
Oh, good.
Brian's like, what kind are they? I was like, they're green. Seedless?
Are they seedless?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I haven't checked.
So busy packing them, I didn't.
I don't think there's multiple flavors. He's like, those are his favorites. So he's like, yum.
Yeah, I think they were all green. Everything I saw was green.
Sound good. Let's have a picnic. Yeah, a picnic would be good. Someone said, Dancing Queen says, look at Arizona. The leftists tried to break into the Arizona Capitol. I did not know that. Steven says, what is the 7 movement? It's the 1776 Restoration Movement is a group of people that are coming together to restore a constitutional republic. They want us to go back to our moral society, and they want to do it through peaceful protesting, getting people aware of what's going on. I don't have their mission statement right in front of me.
There's a website.
Clowny says, thanks for letting me voice my opinion and not deleting. Good luck on your journey. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I don't censor the chat unless it's really explicit or very, very rude. Nathan says, pumpkin muffins? You've been holding out on us. Yes, homemade pumpkin muffins. We grew the pumpkins ourselves and processed them. So they're homemade with, one of the ingredients in the recipe is homemade applesauce. So it's not as super sweet as sugar. So they have that in them, and chocolate chips. They're always a big hit.
We're gonna get off of Route 22 and get over to 81 now, because we're just getting into more and more traffic. So we'll just drag things out a bit.
Yeah. All right, we'll see if I can load the Restoration Movement website here. Since my backpack is kind of buried at the moment.
Do you need to get it?
No. I printed it out. I just, can't exactly reach it at the moment. There was a shooting off of tear gas at the crowd at the Arizona State Capitol, according to Diane. I didn't know about that. Nathan says, I'll stop. You're killing me for something sweet. I'm sorry, Nathan. Alright, let's see, where is their mission statement? Sometimes mobile websites are not as good as desktop websites. Alright, here we go. The 1776 Restoration Movement mission statement. 1776 Restoration Movement stands united to peacefully redress our grievances and demand our government restore the rule of law and restore our constitutional rights. The fear of government becoming too powerful worried the founders of this great nation. They had the foresight to include amendments to the United States Constitution that guarantee people's rights and provide certainty that future U.S. politicians or presidents can never disregard or take them away. We the people have forgotten the real power we the people possess. Now, many people will say that doesn't really tell you what their plan is, which I agree, it kind of doesn't tell you the plan, but it does tell you what they are about.
I think if you go to your Rumble channel and watch the rally at Berkeley Springs last weekend, if
we watched Santa's speech,
yeah,
Santa really
jump forward to Santa's speech. He was towards the end. That really gives you a good perspective on what the movement is about. Whether you agree with it or not, I think he was on fire with that speech.
Yeah. Nathan says, enjoy your day, gotta go run some errands. Have a good day, Nathan. Thanks for stopping by.
But one of the things that you mentioned in that mission statement, that I think one of the key words there is the peaceful aspect to it.
Yes.
He was very emphatic about no violence. And if you look into that theory of mass formation, part of that is to break the mass formation has to be done in a non-violent way.
Yeah, it has to be peaceful.
Because you see what happened with the whole issue with J6. there was a very small handful of bad actors, and the whole incident got trashed because of it. It's like you got to dot every I and cross every T.
Yeah.
You make one mistake and you're just discarded.
Angela says, I'd rather have a real camp out by a lake where kids can swim, I can fish, campfire, whole 9 yards. So I'm down for parking lot camping. Denise says, hi Denise. Hope you're having a great day. Thomas says, explain what Santa said if you can. It really, you have to really watch Santa's speech. He said it in a way that it's kind of hard to recap what he said.
Yeah, it is difficult. One of the things that I remember was that tactics that have been used by the opposition, I think he called them the opposition or the other side. Being loud,
peacefully
being visible.
Protesting. Yeah, being visible. Yeah, that's a big one.
He said that conservatives, and I think he said this in a Stu Peters show too, that conservatives, they don't want to do that. They just want to live their lives. They just want to be left alone.
We have to get out there and be loud and proud of what we stand for. No more just sitting in the quiet.
Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, it's always good. Angela says, I flipped the lying mainstream media switch along with the television. It's bad. Yeah, I agree. It's really bad. Ungrateful that we don't get TV where we live, and I don't like the mainstream. Amanda says, hello from Kansas. She sends us sunflowers.
Nice.
That's cool. Yep, I agree, Angela. Everybody can go back and watch the stream of Santa's speech on my Rumble channel, which is Gwenny7 as well. So that's GWYNNY7. I will post a link in a second, so it's easier to find.
He gets very passionate, but at times he's also very funny. He really believes in what he's doing. I remember first hearing him speak in California when there seemed to be a leadership change with the People's Convoy, and I wasn't sure what to make of it.
Yeah, I remember that. We weren't sure what was going on.
But he has emphasized over and over repeatedly about being peaceful.
And how he wants to go into D.C.
He's mad, there's no question about it. He's fed up. But in a controlled kind of way, is the way it seems to me. It's not like some of these protesters that they will threaten whatever if they don't get their way.
Texas Brat says, hi from Texas. Where are you all coming from? We're coming from Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Berks County area. Right now we're near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're headed to Bunker Hill, West Virginia for a rally, a freedom rally.
We're about to cross the Susquehanna River.
Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see the river, but you'll see the bridge.
Yeah, it's not exactly a scenic crossing on the highway.
Angela says, I love Convoy Santa. Love the streamers and love the people. Yeah, the people are really nice. Steven says he was watching a live feed outside the Supreme Court and it was getting pretty intense. Dancing Queen says to Steven, what live feed? I haven't seen any today. good, Nancy.
Across the river, we're now in Cumberland County, Pennsylvania. Starting to slowly turn more southward. Got a truck coming up on my left here.
Carrie says, have a lovely, safe journey. Thomas says, funny how you can't explain anything but joining 1776. The blind leading the blind. Well, you're certainly entitled to your own opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to join them. I mean, do what you think is what you need to do.
There are quite a few grassroots groups here in Pennsylvania now that have similar goals.
Sorry guys, the roads are a bit bumpy.
I don't think driving into DC will change anything exactly. You know, they're not going to say, "Oh yeah, okay, you guys are right. We got to change." You know, look at how it went in Canada. Did Trudeau change anything? No, he just condemned them.
He showed his true colors.
Well, that's the thing. It revealed how fascist they are. You know, in Canada, you've got this coalition of the Liberal Party and the New Democratic Party that it's just they're tyrannical, and they're not going to stop. I think the only way is to vote them out.
But people need to see that, because if they don't see what the government's doing to peaceful protesters, they're never going to wake up. Dancing Queen says, oddball question, how do you say the Schuylkill River? It's Schuylkill.
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 I don't know. I guess people say
It's like school, like going to school, you know.
Schuylkill.
High school.
Kill.
School. Kill. Like fish kill.
Yeah. We have
Fish Kill, New York.
a lot of interesting names.
But it's spelled differently.
Nancy says, I can't be there, but I try to help by liking and subscribing. Well, thank you, Nancy. Thomas says, the action plan for 1776 has been eat, sing, sleep, repeat.
Did I say Schuylkill River? Because I meant to say Susquehanna River that we were crossing.
I might have said Schuylkill, maybe. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out when we watch the replay.
We crossed the Schuylkill River early on when we were in Hamburg, actually.
Yeah. We meant to say Susquehanna was the river that we were crossing back there. Dancing Queen says thank you.
Much bigger river, which feeds the Chesapeake Bay. The Schuylkill River flows into the Delaware River into the Delaware Bay. Philadelphia being founded with the Schuylkill and Delaware rivers where they confluence together. We just had the 50th anniversary of the flooding of the Susquehanna River Valley from Tropical Storm Agnes. It was 50 years ago, a couple days ago now.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday, it was?
What made that so bad in this area was that the storm tracked right through the drainage basin for the Susquehanna River. And so all that water just ended up in the Susquehanna and it flooded everything in its path. I know Harrisburg had a lot, really were badly damaged. Even up north, the northeast part of the state, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area, that flooded really bad as well.
It says getting a mod that could paste links would be kind. I do have 2 mods. The one is very busy today. The other is only going to be able to hop in occasionally. Karen asks, where are you guys at? Well, right now we're between Harrisburg and Carlisle. all sound nice. Where are you all from? I'm in Alabama. We're from Hamburg, Pennsylvania, Nancy. We're on our way to Bunker Hill, West Virginia for a rally. We're going to be covering a rally at the 1776 Restoration Movement. I was invited to give a speech, so I will actually be one of the speakers today. So that's kind of cool. Thomas says, what have you done for America in the past? Angela says, we were talking about you and your naughty Santa comments, Karen. And Karen's like, I love my sexy Santa. You guys crack me up. Yeah, earlier, Karen, you weren't around, but earlier someone was asking how they could tell me from some of the other speakers, and I jokingly said, well, because Santa, I don't think Santa's wearing a dress, and I don't think the gentleman who's speaking about the Constitution is wearing a dress. It was pretty funny. The chat was pretty funny. Have some, but it wasn't, they didn't have names, so it sounded like it could be up in the air.
Weekend. We're getting ready for the big one next weekend.
Yeah. Carol says, chat's not moving for me. Carol, that's probably because the chat's on YouTube and you're not seeing it on Facebook. Carol says, what are your thoughts as to what 1776 will accomplish when they go into DC? I'm not sure what they're going to accomplish going into DC, Carol. I think it may get some media attention, which may wake up some people, which would be a good thing, but I'm not sure it's going to reach the end goals of getting rid of the emergency declaration and the Patriot Act and all that
I've heard
stuff.
that mentioned now a few times about getting rid of the Patriot Act. Has that actually been bandied about?
Yeah, people have been talking about it. That went into effect after 9/11, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right. I think the concern there is it's being misused.
Yeah.
When moms at school board meetings are being labeled terrorists, that is a problem.
Or even dads. Nancy says, that's good. I watch Wizzy, Oreo, and Santa. Thomas says, probably have done nothing but complain. Miss you. In the corner and naughty Santa. Karen says, we have to do something. I agree. We can't be sitting on our hands, Karen. We got to get out there, spread the word, get people involved, get people running for office. We got to start locally, start with your school boards. We need better people running for office to represent us, because the people representing us right now, they're not doing a good job. Thomas says they won't even get close to DC. Wake up. I'm not privy to any of their plans, so I don't know what they're doing. I won't be participating.
So you think they'll get stopped on the way?
Some people have theorized that. Some people say that there'll be road closures due to July 4th, which Santa addressed last night. He's like, yeah, there may be road closures, but they apparently have endless ideas as to how to handle that. So I guess we'll see what happens. Thomas says, when was the National Emergency Act signed into law? I'm not sure when they put it into effect.
I'm thinking it was in the 70s, but I'm not sure. I think it goes back a ways. Oh, did I miss where I wanted to get off? I think I wanted to go over to Route 11.
Oh no, I got distracted by the comments.
No, that's okay.
I guess the next one maybe. know Wizzy was in D.C. yesterday. Apparently some people made threats against him. Which is sad. Says, riddle me this. America right now has the third lowest price in the world for gas. Are the high prices in the other 180 countries Biden's fault?
You know, that's an interesting comment, isn't it? It is a world market for oil.
I was watching something last night on the Epoch Times, how we're transporting all this oil to China, all this fuel every day. It's like millions of barrels. And I just like, why are we doing that?
Yeah, on one hand you'll hear that the administration is crippling oil production and that's why our prices are high, but then you'll hear stories like that. And my perspective has been that the oil market is worldwide, so can we really affect the price? Because we do produce a lot of oil. But I don't think it's going to be something where we take $5 a gallon gas back down to what it was. You know, if we didn't export stuff and we just used it here, then you could make a claim about being energy independent, but I don't know if that really means anything in the world marketplace. Maybe when you look at the ledger and you say, oh, we produce this much and we use that much, and you know, one number is greater than the other, but like you point out, stuff gets shipped overseas.
Yeah. Derek says America is the largest exporter, so yes. Baba Jinty says we're not shipping fuel to China.
You said you heard that in the Epoch Times?
Yeah. I'd have to look it up to get the source for you, Baba, but it seemed legitimate to me. Tim says, Derek, no. Karen says we're doing too much exporting. I agree, Karen. We need to focus on our country before others.
And this is something that I'm worried about with our food supply. You hear about all this food shortages coming. If we just allow the marketplace to work globally, then we might find ourselves short on food even though we're exporting food.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the best way to deal with that. On one hand, you don't really want to regulate markets if you don't have to. But on the other hand, national interest is important. Hey, 50 miles to the Maryland state line.
I do think that everybody, if you can grow a garden or grow even just a few plants at your home or on your patio, you should definitely grow whatever food you can grow, because it's a good thing to have locally sourced food. So if you can grow something, you should definitely grow it. I think we really should bring back, the victory gardens that were back in the past from the war. Dancing Queen says to Tim, the U.S. has always had lower gas prices than other countries, especially Europe. Cindy says you don't want the government to take over the oil business. Yeah, I agree with you that would probably not be a good idea. Tim says he didn't really answer the question. Explain how it could be his fault. We weren't saying it was his fault.
that he has been against oil exploration. He's shut down the construction of the Keystone XL pipeline. That's always an interesting one. Actually built yet, or is it was
Isn't finished.
keep hearing it said he shut down the pipeline. To me, that sounds like oil was flowing and now it's not, which
I think is wrong.
doesn't make sense. Why would you shut down an operating pipeline? So, did he just shut down the construction of the pipeline?
I think he stopped the
Oil supply wouldn't be true.
unless you can do a partial pipeline flow. I don't know. I don't really know enough about pipelines.
But it could have effects on prices because you got the oil futures market. And all that goes into the figure. So if oil companies think they can't produce a lot of oil, then prices would tend to rise.
Yep, we know, Cindy, that the Keystone wasn't to supply us. I believe it was supposed to supply Canada, or was it Canada and Mexico?
I think Canada was exporting oil, and it was the pipeline was being used to deliver it to ports. I think right now it's only partly done, and then it's being shipped by train to the West Coast. Maybe somebody knows.
Yeah, we're not experts on the Keystone Pipeline, guys.
There's so many things to
Keep on top of.
research and look up that
I know we weren't going to keep the fuel from the Keystone Pipeline. That much I do know. And I know it was going to cause issues with environmental issues in certain areas. Thomas says, Big Oil owns all sorts of oil leases they don't use. Yeah, I have heard about oil leases not being used. And I heard that Biden was going to revoke those leases if they're not using them.
kind of a use it or lose it thing.
Yeah.
I also wonder how much of it is simply the shutdowns of the last couple of years where demand was reduced and now demand has gone up and supply can't keep up because supply had been curtailed. I'm sure it's not a trivial thing to start up production. But wonder, we'll be a little slow on the startup here so we can make a premium on our price. Refining capacity has been very dicey in the United States for a while, apparently.
We're going to have a few police ahead in about 2 miles.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And 3.6 miles, there's an object on the road.
I was thinking I might get off here.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want. Larry, we're not almost there. We are still over an hour out.
Yeah.
Navigation says roughly 3:02 is our ETA.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. And that's if you stayed on the highway.
Oh, maybe I will stay on the highway then if it's 302.
Yeah.
Do you need a break right now, or are you good?
We could, but
Your call.
I'd go straight, I guess. Alright, trying to get back to the comments, guys. Dancing Queen says, though not all the leases contain producible oil and gas. Thomas says, correct. Pipelines transport oil to Gulf and then lots are shipped to China, etc. It's all exported.
That sounds familiar. That was what the pipeline was supposed to do.
Tim says, how did he ruin it? Mickey. Kathleen says, I believe they're not using the leased land is because they need to run pipelines to get the oil out, and it's very expensive, and the government might stop the pipeline. Dancing Queen says, Thomas, you need to tell the whole truth here. Sheriff Sparky says, world food production is declining from global warming. Food price inflation does not mean the economy is doing well. Karen says, what about electric cars they're pushing? Yet they're asking us to cut back on utilities now. That's crazy. Yeah, I agree. The electric cars is ridiculous. You got to use fossil fuels to charge the cars.
My coal-fired electric car. If you're using electricity that is generated by a coal-fired power plant, you effectively have a coal-fired electric vehicle. I just see that little stoker in the back, just shovel in some more coal.
Yeah.
Green is that?
America First says, if people can't afford $5 gas, how are they going to afford a $62,000 electric vehicle? That's a good point.
Hey, did you see one of the protesters last week at Berkeley Springs rolled out of the lot with a Prius?
Yeah. Thomas says, many own oil, coal, gas leases like Mormons have huge coal leases. Nancy says, under Trump it was $1.89, now it's $4. America First says, companies are Sheriff Sparky says the Mini Cooper electric car is $36,000. It's the best one yet.
36, huh?
That's a lot of money, though. America First says Mini Coopers were plagued, I think he meant to say plagued, with mechanical problems, never mind the electric kind.
Now, I thought generally speaking, the electric cars had less mechanical issues.
He was referring to the, I assume it's a he. Problems. Electric versions. So they're drawing a conclusion from that. Kathleen says the reason oil is so expensive is because you know who stopped all fracking and closed the federal lands to drilling. Alaska is loaded with oil and the feds won't let them drill. Colorado is, the rest of your comment is cut off, Kathleen, so I'll have to wait for you to type it out. America First says if you have an electric car in a cold state like Pennsylvania, 40% of the battery is lost from the battery charging itself with internal heaters. Yeah, I've heard about that. That you gotta keep the batteries warm so they don't freeze. And we do live in Pennsylvania, so that is an issue.
It's an interesting thing because, you know, electricity sounds good, but a lot of the energy is lost from where it's generated to where it's actually used. You've got all this distribution over these grids, and even though the grids are fairly efficient, there's still losses. You know, the wires have resistance, and when you put current through the wires, you lose some of it as heat. And then you've got all the transformers and all these substations. They're not 100% efficient either. So by the time you plug the car in, you're only getting what's left over.
Kathleen says Colorado is also loaded with oil. Angela says battery replacement is $20,000. I heard they're expensive. And most people don't realize, like, the batteries that they use in electric cars, they gotta mine out the special minerals and stuff for that. And a lot of that's overseas, and they use slave labor and child labor to get those things mined. And then they have this thing called dirty water. So these mines release this dirty water out into the environment, which affects people's drinking water. So it's not as clean as people think it is. Like, when you start diving into the research, you realize it's not clean.
Now, are you referring to the batteries themselves or some of the rare earths that are used in the motors?
Both. I think it might be more
I
the
guess
motors.
I know that batteries are mostly lithium, and there's not a lot of lithium. It's a lot of mining that's involved with getting the lithium.
America First says means more power you're using, more coal, more nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear.
Yeah, nuclear.
How's that for an option?
It is definitely an option.
We might have to revisit that. You know, we're not that far away from 3 Mile Island. That was south of Harrisburg. And after the 3 Mile Island accident, everybody kind of shied away from nuclear power. Plus, there is the ongoing debate about all of the radioactive waste that you have to isolate for thousands of years.
Yeah. Nancy Queen says, I'll get an electric vehicle when AF is fully electric. I'm not sure what AF is. Angela says, dollars. Yeah, follow the money. Always do your research and follow the money. Air Force One is what Dancing Queen was referring to. Thanks for writing that in there, because I was like, is she referring to Air Force One or something else? I wasn't sure.
Well, don't they want to get rid of air flight altogether? That's part of the
jet.
end of the World Economic Forum.
Thomas says oil needs to be at least $80 a barrel to make fracking profitable. I honestly don't know if that's true or not. Angela says we need to produce our own oil. I agree. Karen agrees as well. Dave says, Angela, at least 2 oil refineries in this area, so what's the problem? I'm not sure where you are, Dave.
Just buy local.
Thomas says, Angela, we export coal, gas, and oil. It's a world market. Try and learn about oil markets. Yeah, it is a world market. A lot of people don't realize that it is a world market. America First says, actually, nuclear power for electricity is about the same level as coal productivity for electricity. I think you meant to say coal. Yeah, I see that.
I don't see any other way out of this, actually.
Karen says, it's because he can't ride a bike. Oh, well.
I think nuclear power is going to be the way to go.
Yeah. We have, more population, more needs, more energy needs.
Well, this is the thing I don't understand. We have our current government seems to be controlled by an ideology that wants to go green, which I think in itself is fine. I think that's something we can strive for.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the same time, wants unlimited influx of people into the country. Now, as far as I know, those people coming in are going to use electric.
Resources, food.
They're going to use clean water and food, and yeah, they're going to add to the total consumption of the country. So if we want to conserve, that's pushing us in the wrong direction.
Brandon says, that doesn't sound good at all. I've been drinking city water all my life, just about. Brandon, I would definitely recommend a water filter if you don't have one already. Kathleen says, look what happened in Russia and Japan with nuclear energy. Yeah, there have been issues with nuclear energy in the past. For sure.
You and I are somewhat experts at Chernobyl, aren't we?
Yeah, we took like a Chernobyl 101, 201, 301 course. My brother got into radioactivity, and we basically went down the rabbit hole and started researching the heck out of it and watching all these documentaries and stuff. It was really cool. Sheriff Sparky says solar farms are not efficient in deserts and high heat environments. The future is dual use land for farm and solar energy in moderate climates. I agree that solar is not good in certain areas. Also, for solar panels, you need special minerals and stuff that they also mine, for like the same kind of mines that they do for the electric vehicles. So they kind of have the same problems with, child labor, slave labor, and dirty water on the environment. I mean, solar might work in some areas, but
that one comment was interesting about how the solar panels lose efficiency in high heat environments.
Yeah, and deserts.
Well, I would guess it's kind of warm in the desert.
Yeah. They're suggesting moderate climate areas it might work.
I've seen people where they've hosed down their solar panels, and then they're showing you how it puts out more power when you do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't seen that.
I always wondered, could you somehow combine solar cells with solar hot water? So you kind of use the water to cool down the panel and make it more efficient, but at the same time you're making hot water that you can use.
Kind of like a water-cooled system.
Yeah, essentially water cooling the panels, but
Kind of
then
like water-cooled computers.
but then you use the warm water then.
Huh. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if that would be cost effective, but it seemed like a combo arrangement that would make the panel more efficient for electric, but also provide some heat.
America First says Joe needs to have an electric bike because he obviously can't ride. Can I have an electrical bike too? Because I can't ride a mechanical one either. But that's due to my foot issue, so that's a totally different reason. Dave says Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada has got oil reserves for years. Kathleen says I believe Germany is using coal. Angela says he can charge us higher prices. I assume you're referring to Biden or the oil companies.
I don't think Biden's selling oil.
Yeah, so she wrote he. I'm not sure who he is.
Well, I think Germany gets a lot of Russian natural gas. Isn't that a big issue now? Wasn't that the pipeline that...
Oh yeah, we approved the pipeline for Russia.
I'm not quite sure how that works, given it's not our country.
I think it has something to do with how it crosses. Is it going towards Alaska? I don't even know. I'd have to look
Ukraine
it up.
via Alaska?
Well, no. It was
I need to get you a map.
It was Russia going north in the Arctic.
Are you sure? I thought it was coming across...
I don't know now.
maybe through Ukraine or Poland.
I'd have to look it up. Amazing how all the Democrats that fear the weather have waterfront properties, America First says. Yeah, they also tend to have big boats, a lot of vehicles, and some of them have private planes. Angela says they're about to use the food shortage to grab a hold of people and use it for control. Yep, they're definitely doing that. I know I skipped over a few comments. They're not loading on the other phone. America First says, I wonder how much electric Pelosi uses in that $30,000 deep freezer with $14 ice cream in it. I don't know. That's a good question. Probably store a lot of ice cream in that. You must mean corrupt Ukraine with Biden is covering his money laundering. Yeah. Ukraine is definitely corrupt. Sheriff Sparky says, yesterday Germany declared an energy emergency and is developing energy rationing. I honestly think that's the next thing that they're going to try to do is they're going to use, the lockdowns and stuff from sea to do that for energy and sorry, I got distracted by the comment. You're only allowed to do whatever they set it for, a month, week, whatever.
That's what that passport was probably going to end up becoming.
They're going to try to do a, what do they call it in China? The
social credit score?
Yeah, but isn't it like EEG something?
Yeah, they're doing that now with companies here in the U.S.
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Isn't it interesting how we're copying the totalitarian way of doing things? Oh, that came out real good.
Yeah. Word salad.
Totalitarian, yeah.
Here, have a drink.
Totalitarian.
I gotta look up the name of it. ESG. Thank you, George. Thank you so much.
Environmental?
Social.
What's the G stand for?
Oh, I forget what the G stands for. Help me out, George. What's the G stand for?
But yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, like companies are starting to do that, which is scary. Thomas says utilities don't pay fair net metering price or more. Homeowners would install solar. They pay 2 cents per kilowatt and we sell it for 15 cents. What a ripoff.
Oh, is this when you're selling it back to the grid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that needs to change. I think some states have changed that. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into that for a while. I know we were looking at that at one point.
Karen says them grapes will be good for them to eat because water just won't do it. Yeah, I agree. It's very warm out. George says G is for governance.
Oh.
Government something, like I just couldn't think of the word.
Okay, so they look at the demographics of your board of directors, and you get points based on external features of the individual members of your board.
Kathleen says, how do politicians make a civil service salary and retire multimillionaires with half a dozen mansions all over the country? Term limits. Yes, I agree, we need term limits. And also, a lot of them are getting, influence from other people and corporations.
Going back to the electric meter thing, I thought at least in some states you can essentially run your meter backwards. So if you produce as much as you use, you get a credit for that. But then if you generate excess, I'm thinking that might be what he's talking about there. So there's no incentive for you to
put stuff back in.
Put more back in than you use.
Kathleen says, with all those grapes, make wine and have fun at the rally. Well, I'm pretty sure wine would be dehydrating in the heat, but wine does sound good. My friend who got some of these grapes as well, he's actually canned a whole bunch, and turned it into jellies, jams, and he's frozen a whole bunch too. It's really, really good. So if I had more time on my hands, I'd probably save some of the grapes to can them myself. But I don't have time at the moment. Sheriff says natural gas can be shipped on tankers to specialized seaports. There is not enough natural gas infrastructure to service Germany, but it is possible in the future. That's good to know.
Yeah, I guess that is an option since we do produce a lot of gas.
Karen says, yep, control everything we do. I've gone back to digging in the backyard, if you understand what I mean. Yep.
Yeah, I've been digging in the backyard too.
Yep. My dad's been transplanting our tomatoes and peppers, and we really got to get the pumpkins out there, and the zucchini, cucumbers. We got baby watermelons. I'm trying to think what else do we plant. Lettuce.
Peppers.
But that's too little right now. Yeah, peppers. 2 different types of peppers. America First says, send some sour grapes to the Democrats. It's funny. Angela says, forced plowing and destruction of food and farms and dumping food that could be eaten. Container ships are off the coast, held up 2.5 miles off the coast. Yeah, I'm not really I think they're still using the sea to mess with the shipping, and it's making it a real pain to get containers unloaded, and it takes forever because then the truck drivers have to wait hours to get loaded up with their stuff, and then they gotta travel, if it's produce, they gotta travel wherever they're going, in a set period of time because of the produce. Thomas says you're correct. Utilities hate net metering back into the grid. It's a big problem.
Yeah, they don't want to give you what it's worth. I've heard of that. I've heard of that problem. I don't know if they fixed that in some states with legislation.
Steve says natural gas is currently at excess capacity in the U.S. Less is needed than drilled. I'm not sure on the numbers on that.
Utility company should at least pay you the generation costs for the power you put back in the grid.
Yeah, for sure. I'm one of the main speakers, so that's really exciting. I'll be live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and my Rumble channel if all goes well. Hopefully my phone won't overheat in this weather, but we'll see how it goes.
So the road is singing to us right now. I wonder if it'll have a copyright infringement.
Yeah, it flagged it. Funny you say that, because last time we were on a stretch of road and Facebook flagged this as a copyright infringement for music, but they wouldn't tell me the song, which was really, really hilarious, because it's definitely not a song. It's just the purr of the road.
I don't know where else it would have happened.
I don't know.
Because we weren't playing any music.
Yeah, we don't turn the radio on in the car because of that. So we like interacting with you guys in the comments. Steve says power companies should pay what they charge.
I guess they make an argument about not recouping. They don't want to pay the distribution charge because that's their cost. I kind of see that point.
America First says, it's funny, you're going to West Virginia. I was looking at a house in the country named Looneyville. That is funny. George says, what time are you scheduled to speak? I actually don't know, George. The rally starts at 4. If it starts on time, it goes till 8 p.m. I'm hoping I'm actually the first speaker, because I wouldn't mind speaking first. Since I'm live streaming it, it would be easier if I spoke first rather than having to get up in the middle. I know at some point they will be serving food today. There will be barbecue chicken, some kind of pasta salad, green beans, lots of grapes. We got grapes, guys. And hot dogs and hamburgers as well. And of course, lots of fluids. Steve says, in closing, thank you for streaming and stay safe. Yeah, no problem, Steve. Thanks for coming by. Thomas says, what are you speaking about? I will be speaking about my health journey and how you can advocate for yourself and loved ones, medically wise, and also about mass formation and how you can try to, counter mass formation and a call to action. I agree. More. Yeah. For the different movements and announcements. So you may know me on Facebook as Gwen's Convoy Meeting Notes. So I covered the People's Convoy, the American Freedom Convoy, the People's Movement for Pennsylvania, and 1776 Restoration Movement. They also cover different events and rallies in Pennsylvania related to election.
So we're getting close to Chambersburg, PA. We've gone from Harrisburg, Carlisle, under 20 miles now until we cross the boundary to Maryland. In Maryland.
Guys want to donate to help me cover more future events, you can donate via PayPal, Venmo, or CashApp. I'll put that in the comments too so that you can have that information if you're interested. Wayne, we're coming from Hamburg, Pennsylvania today, which is in Berks County. We're headed to Bunker Hill, West Virginia. Joe, Navy vet, Rumble crashed. Start it, but it will be a new stream for for the rally, so it'll definitely not working.
We seem to lose the Rumble channel more often than the others.
I think it might have just had issues with the, remember we were having issues earlier with the hotspot connection attempts, so that's why it's down right now.
You can't manually restart that without restarting everything.
I have to restart it all on Prism because I'm using a beta feature which allows me to live stream on multiple platforms simultaneously, so when one goes down you kind of have to restart them all. It's a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. Wayne says thank you and safe journey. Says you're up to 101. It's not just grapes. Speaking of which, who's rummaging back there in the grapes right now? Thomas asked, will Santa be baptizing you? Not that I know of.
Does he do that?
Yeah, he did it for some people. Though after frying in the heat, it might feel good. Kathleen says, Sheriff Sparky, I'd rather have natural gas leak than a nuclear leak. There's pros and cons to both types of energy, for sure. Nuclear can make a lot more energy in a I guess, a smaller area to a degree. But you still have to deal with Mother Nature and whatever she throws at you. Jennifer says, be safe, we're already here. See you when you get here. Hello, Shanna. I'm sorry I'm missing some of these on Facebook. They're not showing up for some reason.
Well, at least Facebook didn't say it was copyrighted.
Not yet.
That happened to you at the rally too, didn't it?
Which? Oh, the copyright stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that's because of the music. Which I don't own any of the rights to the music. Facebook has a rule that if you don't literally say it every 20 seconds, it'll flag you. It's annoying. But there's not much you can do about it. I gotta get my own website up and running so that way I can put my Rumble videos up on a website. It's really what I gotta do. Not build my sandcastle in somebody else's beach. Kitten's Purr says, can't wait to hear you speak. Hope you publish the stream when live is done. Yes, Kitten's Purr, I definitely will. It will, if for some reason there's technical difficulties, I will be saving the stream locally and I will definitely get it uploaded. There's a good chance that Facebook and YouTube will put me in jail for what I have to say. I'm almost expecting it, so don't be alarmed if I don't show up on Facebook for some reason. It will definitely get up on the Rumble channel, so make sure you save that Rumble link. I will post it in chat again. It's obviously, I'm not live there right now, but it'll refresh once I get that up there. Because Rumble is going to be the only place they're not going to censor me. America First says there's 100 million plus patriots in this country just itching to go. Yes, I agree. People need to come out.
I think that's something we have to try to remember when we feel like this is a lost cause and we're all by ourselves. We're actually not.
There's just a lot of people that can't spend the time to go to rallies and events with their families and stuff. Mary says, I'm moving you over to the TV. Oh, big screen. We're going on the big screen.
It's the big time. It's scary.
Yeah. Lovey-Dovey says, Bill Gates just bought Budweiser Brewing. Be careful what you drink. They own a lot more than just beer. I call it the microchip brewery.
Oh boy.
That's kind of scary. I had not heard about that. America First says, hashtag JB Gunner. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Thomas says, if 100 million ready to support the cause, why only about 30 people at the compound? Get real. Well, there's a lot of people that have jobs, they have families, they can't just up and pack up and go. That compound clearly can't hold a ton of people either. And there's people that have medical conditions that can't tolerate the heat. Joe says, already got you on the big screen TV, LOL. Nice. How's it look on the TV? Is it looking pretty good? I know I was trying to do some adjustments to try to make it less shaky. Obviously, I can't help it if the road's got bumps, but
I know we need to upgrade the holder.
yeah, I gotta look for a better phone mount. This one's got a little bit too much vibration for my liking. Kitten Spur says, thank you, Winnie. I'll check out the Rumble link. Yeah, you're welcome, Kitten Spur.
I love that username.
I know. I love how I missaid it last weekend.
Kitten Spur?
Yeah, I called it the Kitten Spur.
Oh.
That's what happens when you cover an event in the heat for all day and then you try to read it on a tiny screen in the dark. You tend to things just start to blur. Joe says it looks great, just a lower resolution, but overall great. Yeah, I'm streaming at 720, so it's not going to be HD, unfortunately. I don't like to try to push HD because I'm trying to stream for 3 platforms, and the more platforms you're streaming on, the more bandwidth it takes out of a hotspot. And since cellular service can be a bit iffy at the location, it can be. Well, even traveling today, we've had it drop out a few times.
You're good with taking a quick rest stop?
Yeah.
I almost missed it. It's like, oh, Marion exit already.
Yeah, so 720 is what I typically try to stream it out. If I was just doing one stream, I might be able to do the 1080, but I'm trying to get it out there to as many people as possible. These railroad tracks will be horrendous, though.
Yeah, we're jogging over to the old highway, US 11. We're gonna take 11 south for a bit. We're gonna stop at a Sheets.
Get out and stretch for a few minutes.
We'll wave from the car as we drive by AFC today. They still have their site near Hagerstown. They're in the process of cleaning up. They're moving out this week.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. The higher resolution, if there's issues, it'll buffer, and then it really is a miserable experience for the viewer. So. Kitten's Purr says, LOL, just don't call me late to dinner. Ha ha. No, I'll make sure you're not late. I like the way the clouds are looking right now. It looks kind of cool. Wouldn't mind if it gets a little more cloudier. More clouds. Less chance of sunburn.
5 miles to Greencastle.
Which reminds me, I'm gonna have to load up on the sunscreen today. Lovey-Dovey says, who's speaking at today's rally? Anyone know besides Santa? Well, I will be speaking at the rally today, and also, I'm bringing up the guy's name right now. There'll be a gentleman speaking about the Constitution, and then there's going to be an opportunity for other people to share their stories as to why they're there and why they want to be a part of this movement. flyer for today.
Speaking about a flyer, got a fly. Where'd he come from?
He came with the grapes.
Came with the grapes, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't notice him before.
No, he's been around. I guess it's not going to load. Okay, let's try the website then.
When you go to a farm, you get flies.
Yep. Alright, so Steve Corson will be, he's a Constitution educator, so he's going to be talking about the Constitution, and then they call it Why We Are Here, Patriot Testimonials. They'll be speaking as well. But I'm going to be, they listed me as a health freedom advocate. I'm going to be sharing my health story and how it relates to C and everything that's been going on the past 2 years, and mass formation, what it is, and how we can try to fight against it, and basically ending up with a call to action to try to get people involved. Joe says the clouds look like a painting. I agree. It looks very neat. Thomas says, dancing, did you forget who started programs like Social Security, SSD, SSI, etc.? Democrats is who. Lovey-Dovey says, oh wow, Bunny, congrats. Are you prepared? Want to run through some lines? I can help you punch up your speech. I think I'm prepared. I'm just a little nervous.
Nibble with Gibbles.
Yeah, the nibble with Gibbles. The nibble with Gibbles.
You like those chips, don't you?
Yeah, Soup Mama. When we visited Soup Mama at the American Freedom Convoy, I was like, what's in the bottom box? And it was this whole box of Nibbles with Gibbles potato chips. And I was like, where are these from? And we looked at them, and they're from Pennsylvania, because Soup Mama's from Pennsylvania. She actually lives 20 minutes away from us, which is kind of funny, in Berks County. And we both have never had them. I was like, how did we not have these? Because Pennsylvania has a lot of potato chip brands. And that was literally their factory back there, which is really cool. And then up here, I think, is the restaurant, which had me confused, because when I saw the Nibbles with Gibbles name, I was thinking of this place up here, which is Miss Gibbles Candy Store and Restaurant. So that's why I was like, wait, which Gibbles are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know if they're related or not.
Oh, look at that cool car.
Here's where the Scout is.
Yeah.
The old International Scout.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm good with my lines. I think for me, I just have to remember to breathe and not go too fast, because I tend to speed up when I get nervous, and then obviously don't drop the microphone or trip over the mic cord. I wish the mic was wireless. That would be nice, but so I just have to make sure I don't trip on that. I don't really want to read any of the lines or anything, because unfortunately my speech is filled with a lot of words that the algorithm would flag. So there's a chance that Facebook and YouTube may put me in the naughty corner. So definitely, if you're not already following me on Rumble, make sure you're following me on Rumble, because I will be going live on Rumble for the rally, so that if the other two go down, you can watch. Dancy Queen says to Thomas, yes, it was the evil FDR. Angela says, of course, Dems want us totally to be dependent on them. Both Dems and Republicans are responsible for this mess, and the American people. Dancy Queen says, your comment was a deflection from the previous comments. Yeah, definitely the government wants us to rely on them, for sure. It's all about control.
You think so, huh?
I think so. I mean, look, everything that's happened the past 2 years. It's not really been about health. It's been about trying to control people. Look how they change things. You know, do this. And then it's like, no, do that. You know, I'm trying not to say the words right now, so you guys will just have to fill in the blanks. I guess I'll run in first, and then you go, so we can keep the car running.
Yeah.
To keep the air conditioning on.
It's all about control. That's a line in RC's song, RC the rapper.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that song, I would definitely go check it out. It's called Just Say No by RC the rapper. He's a Canadian artist, and it's a really good song. Thomas says Republicans want to end Social Security. Total disaster. Seniors would be homeless. and hungry, super Christians.
You know, I heard about that. I just happened to come across a video clip. Larry Kudlow was interviewing our senator here, our U.S. senator here in Pennsylvania, Pat Toomey, and he brought that subject up about Republicans wanting to get rid of Social Security. And Toomey's response to that was, well, you know, Republicans have held office for many years since Social Security was enacted, and it hasn't been eliminated. He thought it was ridiculous that is the talking point. I guess it's just another one of those political things that sounds good. It's kind of like blaming Biden for gas prices. You know, blame Republicans for wanting to kill Social Security. But boy, that just keeps coming up all the time. You would think we would stop falling for this stuff over and over.
Look at the old car in front of us.
Is he old?
He smells it.
How old is he?
Exhaust.
See how his exhaust is like kissing the ground?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost dragging. I think there must be a car show because there was a few other ones going the other directions. Kitten's Purr says, "You're gonna do fine in your speech. You got this, girl. Don't forget to breathe. The folks just want to relate to your message." Yeah, I'm sure I'll do fine. Just gotta do what I practice and I'll be good. So.
Yeah, there's so many different tangents you could go on.
Well, that's what I'm worried about, is that I'll go off on a tangent. Because my speech was about 5 or 6 pages, and I got it down to 19 note cards with highlights, and the rest is just in my brain. It's just basically bullet points to keep my speech in order, because otherwise I would be a kind of a mess.
How many note cards?
19.
Did you number them?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did number them. I even highlighted them because some of them are direct quotes, so I don't want to misquote, and I obviously want to quote my sources. So it's always good to have those cited appropriately so that people can check out the information. Oh, what happened? You got birded on your side of the windshield.
I did.
Yucky.
Yeah. We turned off of Route 11 there. This will take us a little bit west of Hagerstown. We'll actually end up in getting back on Route 11 in Williamsport, Maryland.
Did I miss the line?
No, we're still in Pennsylvania.
Because I've been reading comments, so I missed it.
It's keeping you busy.
Yeah, I like it. We got 116 people riding along with us on YouTube. This is cool. Nancy says, "Thomas, so you're a Democrat." It doesn't matter what Tom says. He's welcome to be in the chat. As long as he's not, being rude or profane, it's fine. Lovey Dovey says, "Would you have preferred the government have done nothing about the pandemic? All lives were turned upside down temporarily. Sometimes we need to sacrifice what is normal for a bit during war or pandemics." I think
maybe
I could write a book about that.
Yeah, that is interesting, because I think maybe it would have been best that they did nothing.
I think that what we did was worse than if we would have let it actually do its course. It's kind of like, don't make the cure worse than the disease. And some of the reasoning behind that is, if you've done as much research that I've done the last 2.5 years, and then some, this was all planned out. Most people don't realize this was planned. They simulated this literally right before it happened in October of 2019.
And I think what you're saying planned out was the response.
Yeah, the response.
Because it could be debatable whether or not the initiating event was planned or not.
Yeah, the response was planned out. And don't get me wrong, I didn't have an issue really with the 2 weeks, to figure the things out. It's just after that, that's when things really started going sideways, in my opinion. At that time, I was actually dealing with it. I was in the hospital and stuff. So my viewpoint is slightly different than others. But you'll hear more about that in my speech today.
Things like regulatory capture.
Yep. The revolving door between government agencies and pharmaceutical companies. Thomas says, Nancy, I've never belonged to a political party. I'm not a political zombie. Thank you. Please don't call her a zombie.
Well, the thing about it is if you're not involved with a political party, then you don't have any influence over the candidates that you end up voting for. Like if you don't get involved with the whole process of selecting candidates to run for office and voting for them in primaries, then you get what somebody else has decided. And that's the problem that I think a lot of us are facing right now, is that we keep having to hold our noses when we go into the voting booth and vote for the lesser of two evils. And we got to start ballot, yeah, that parties need to do it, I think. The majority of Democrats are happy. Republicans are not happy with theirs. Just a little bit more until we get to the Mason and Dixon line. Do we turn into Yankees when we cross the line?
I'm not sure. Yeah, bear with me, guys. I'm reloading the YouTube chat app on my phone. I see you guys wrote some really long comments. It's just service is a bit iffy here on my phone.
Servants be obedient, says the sign.
Whispers of Chaos says, I think less lives would have been turned upside down if the government stayed out of it, short of recommendations. I agree with that. Tim says, you two are way more intelligent than most of the 1776 members. Thanks for the compliment, Tim. Deb says, at lovey-dovey, you make a good point. Look back at the Great Depression and how people didn't complain when they rationed everything in World War II. Even with some of the shortages and prices, we have it good. Lovey-dovey says, yes, of course the response was planned out. We have entire teams right now doing that. Thankfully, our government has smart scientists that are constantly planning worst-case scenarios in order to save lives. Angela says, but we never saw those kinds of deaths. Very true. The models were very wrong. Thomas says, some political parties do not let us non-affiliated voters participate. The Republican Party is shrinking. It's not growing. Thomas, you're going to have to join a party at some point in order to really participate, because unfortunately most of our politicians are in one of two parties in this country.
Yeah, what you can do is join one party.
Just because you join a party doesn't mean you agree with everything that party supports.
So at least you can have an influence on one party, and then you still do what you would want to do for the general election.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I was an independent, so I didn't vote in primaries, and at some point I just thought, this doesn't make sense. Why not have a seat at the table for whatever it might be worth? Get involved and at least vote in the primaries. And now we're finding, well, that's not enough either. We're going to have to run for committee positions within the party. Just the whole party, at least on the Republican side, needs a purging.
Tim says the party has gone beyond extreme. There's obviously on both sides. I think that's probably true with any group of people, though. You're gonna have people that are way out there.
It's very polarized.
need turn limits. This nonsense of being in there for 5 or 40 years is ridiculous. I agree. Term limits is definitely something we need to have.
Yeah, term limits. We got Republicans in there now that people held their nose and they voted for McConnell and they voted for Lindsey Graham, and now they're wishing they could get a do-over because, what good did it do? But I don't know, it's a mess. It's like you're stuck now with these people for another 4 years. But at the time, they were better than the alternative. Evil problem again.
As one of our friends says, I will no longer vote for the lesser of two evils. I will only vote to someone who deserves my vote. Brenda on Facebook says, I think President Trump did a great job. We weren't in this mess we are in today. I believe there's more behind Joe Biden's presidency than people want to know. Elaine says, safe travels. Thanks, Elaine. Jennifer wrote back to my grapes on Facebook, says, yum, I love grapes. Looking forward to another one of your muffins. You got it, Jennifer.
The chat is too good. We were distracted.
Elaine says, thank you for being there. Yeah, no problem.
So we're going to be stopping up here for a few minutes.
I agree, Kathleen. Being in office for 40 years is ridiculous. Angela says, can we get the Piglosi out? Dancing Queen says, how is having voter ID restrictive? I have to have an ID to drive, buy alcohol, and buy a gun. Angela says, I want her to start over and replace them all. I agree. It's time to clean the whole group of them out.
Well, voter ID is restrictive if you want to cheat. That's the problem with voter ID, in my opinion.
Denise says, nice backroads trip, smiley face. Yeah, it is a very scenic drive.
Yeah, this is a nice road.
Angela, we are still a little bit out. I think we're about 30 miles, roughly. 30 to 35.
Yeah. Maybe we'll pick up the pace, get on 70, get back on 81.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't be bad because it's getting late.
Yeah.
And I do need to set up my streaming and stuff.
We'll do a quick pit stop and then that's what we'll do.
Because the last thing I want is not to have my stream going and I gotta speak.
Get to US 40. That's where we'll stop. Which is only about, 2 miles away from the Hagerstown Speedway.
Elaine, we traveling from Hamburg, Pennsylvania to Bunker Hill, West Virginia. It's about 165 miles one way. Hi, Sandy on Facebook. Again, for those that are just joining, when I go live for the rally, definitely make sure you have my Rumble channel bookmarked because my speech will flag the algorithm. So there is a good chance Facebook or YouTube may take it down. So please make sure you have this in another tab just in case. So that way you can find the live stream there. And if for some reason there's technical difficulties, I will definitely upload it later. I'm praying that doesn't happen, but it is a very, very warm day. I do have a phone cooler for my phone, but I cannot predict the future. Try all our best to have no issues, but life happens. Josh, we're about where did that happen? Bible was banned from school years ago. Angela says you need an ID to get into any federal building. Yep. Kathleen says they all need to go. It's great. We need to get people in there. Tim says the dancing. How about one drop box per county in Texas? Any sense to you? I'm personally against drop boxes, but Dancing Queen says, Kathleen, no to younger generations. We'll be royally screwed with them. Some of them are definitely not awake for sure.
Or they're indoctrinated.
Or that. Dancing Queen says, drop buildings, Tim.
Want me to go first?
Yeah. Tom says, dancing, many Christians can't say the pledge like Jehovah's Witness. Tim also, oh sorry, that was Thomas. Tim says, at dancing, why should there be praying in schools? They're there to learn, pray at a church or at home. Not everyone's a Christian. I agree. You shouldn't force religion into schools. If you want to pray, pray, but you shouldn't force people into it. Dancing Queen says, at Thomas, you're making stuff up about that. I've never heard of a Christian not saying the pledge. Jehovah's Witnesses are not Christians. Lovey Dovey asked me if I've been watching the January 6 hearings. I have not. I haven't had time, Lovey Dovey. Oh, Elaine, you're the bear lady. Aw, I love your bear. They're so cute. I actually used to be able to crochet amigurumi like that, but unfortunately, since I had a lot of blood clots, I can't. My hands don't work the way they used to, so I can't crochet anymore, which is unfortunate, but I really love your bears. They're really cute. I hope the people that win them at the rallies and the auctions love them as much as I would love them. Thomas says, dancing, I love when you pick on other Christians. Angela says, is it okay to groom our kids in school? No, it's definitely not okay. Random J says, I don't see any driving. Random, we just pulled into Sheetz. We're taking a quick stretch break, and then we'll be moving on. Right now my dad's inside, and then it'll be my turn. Kitten's Purr says, running for office at the local level is effective. It is at the grassroots level that we're going to make a difference. I agree 100%, Kitten's Purr. That's exactly what you need to do to make a difference. You need to get involved locally. Nancy says, at Tim, there's no good praying at school. They only teach them RRR, not how to be transgressions. I'm not sure what RRR is, Nancy. If you could drop a note as to what that is, let me know. Thomas says, tell a Jehovah's Witness they're not a Christian. Guys, keep it civil. Damon says, God, family, sorry, phone call. God, family, and country, that's what it's all about, isn't it? If you can't make it better for your kids, then what's the point? Just asking. Alright, I'm going to hand the chat over to my dad. He's going to read it while I take my turn. So we're down to Damon here.
Did you read his chat?
Yeah.
Are you reading it all?
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have any super bad words in it.
Dancing Queen. It's the truth. They aren't Christians. Thomas O'Keefe writes, dancing or Mormons Christians? Sorry, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Dancing Queen. No, because Mormons also believe in the Book of Mormon. Christians believe in the Bible alone. Yeah, that's true. I got a Book of Mormon. It's big. It's a long book. Tim K writes, it seems you're okay with forcing your beliefs on others. Nobody gets freedom but you? Cajun Cat King, law of attraction. Dancing Queen asks, how am I forcing my beliefs on anyone? Just stating facts. Angela says, I hear a freedom horn. I'm not sure if that was a freedom horn or not. Flags up. Lovey-dovey. Before Trump, we used to argue different opinions. With Trump, we now argue different beliefs or clouding facts. Wanting something to be true doesn't mean it is. Dancing Queen writes, sorry, I'm having struggling a little bit with my vision. And you are quoting out of context. What you liberals do best. Well, I've heard that phrase before. Tim K, you nailed it. People now believe opinions are facts. Yeah, you got to be careful, definitely. Sometimes we think we're stating facts and it's actually not necessarily facts. And then, of course, you got the fact checkers, which I believe when Facebook went to court, under oath had to claim that their fact checkers were opinions. So, opinions and facts. I didn't read the last one yet from Tim K.
Okay.
Do you want the flags up?
You can put them up if you want, or just up to you.
I guess we should keep moving.
Probably should just put them up when we get there.
Well, the highway is 70 miles an hour.
Oh, that's a good point. It'll probably rip them apart, thinking about it.
There was a guy with his son in the stall. He was having too much fun.
Yeah.
The guy said to me on the way out, we've been on the road too long.
All right, what was the last one you had read?
I'm not sure. We were talking about opinions and facts. I think it was Tim K who wrote that.
I believe opinions are facts.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Dancing, you complained there isn't Bibles in schools. Damon says, an opinion is not a fact unless it's proof, it otherwise known as theory. Dancing Queen says to Tim, you complain that Republicans are banning books, so again, you're only quoting partial things. Question, is that why you leave them off when driving, because of the wind? Angela, yeah, we're leaving them off because if you drive at highway speeds like 60 miles an hour or higher,
Usually you're not going quite that fast convoying.
Convoy speed is usually a lot slower than that, so I was just trying to preserve our flags the best that we could.
I guess I feel guilty for not putting them up, though.
Well, I guess you could put them up, it's just we might...
Some people have their windows all decorated using the colored crayons or whatever they are.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
True. I haven't watched it, so I don't have an opinion either way. I would definitely recommend you watch it if you haven't watched it. Thomas says, no hurry. The compound asphalt's just getting hotter by the minute. Ain't that the truth? For 8 years, never had a problem with the Bible or the Quran. It was just something to learn from. Tim says, dancing, they banned 64 math books in Florida due to being racist. That's banning books, isn't it? I believe those books were banned because they had critical race theory in them, but I could be wrong. Damon says, yeah, Tim, they said that banning books in America would never happen. Angela says, you can't get freedom horns without your flags.
That's right.
Yeah, true that.
AFC's site is up here on the left. You turn left at this light, French Lane. They're going to be vacating the site, though, in a few more days.
Dancing says, are you saying Democrats didn't ban the Bible? Ronnie says, love the view. Hi, Ronnie. Thanks for joining us. We're on the convoy because this is where we return to convoy.
Yes, when they were convoying from Hagerstown, this was the route.
Normally, today we are loaded with. We didn't want because that would be sticky, very, very sticky. So. Have you seen the sunscreen in the car?
Sunscreen. I thought I threw it here somewhere.
I know it's around, but I don't know exactly where it is. I found it. Because I should probably start putting that on soon.
Yeah, this was the route that the convoy would take from Hagerstown Speedway to Washington. We'll be getting off on 81, but they would take 70 to 270 to the Beltway.
Elaine said on Facebook while I was AFK, I'm kind of limited as to what I can do, so making the bears has me feeling like I am doing something with them. You are. You're doing an awesome thing. People love the bears. I would say they're one of the most favorite things that ever gets put up for the auction.
Oh yeah, they're real popular.
They're gorgeous. I really love how you did the U.S.-Canadian bear where they had the little flags. That was so cool. Soup Mama ended up getting one. Someone won one and gave it to Soup Mama, and she takes him around with her. And his name is Stu, and she went up to the Canadian border last weekend for the big Unity tour event and met the Canadians on the bridge, and it was really, really cool. And they gave her a little beaver. His name is Rue. So now the little beaver hangs out with Stu, and they have a little patriotic truck and stuff. Gave us a thumbs up. Yep, it's Stu and Rue. If you haven't seen it, go check out Soup Mama Official on Facebook. She's got a video of them together. I'm not sure if she posted another rally this weekend. But Soup Mama will be speaking at the Philadelphia rally on July 3rd at Independence Mall. So if you want to meet Soup Mama and you haven't met her, definitely come out. The rally's from 10 a.m. to 4.
Bring sunscreen.
Yeah. Elaine says, I saw that. That is so cool. Yeah, it really is to see her have the bear and then have Rue. Tim says, how's the guy who bled to death from monkeypox doing? I haven't heard anything about that.
If he bled to death, I would imagine he's dead.
Yeah, I would assume he's not doing well. Angela, I know Tim is in the chat. It's okay. Just ignore him. If you don't want to talk to him, it's okay. He's not doing anything bad, so I'm not going to ban him. I like to support freedom of speech, so as long as you're not being profane or sexually explicit, I'm not going to ban you. I know some people may find that being annoying, but it is America, guys.
It's good to listen to all viewpoints.
Dancing Queen says at Lovey, I still don't trust Democrats on the election fraud that happened. To what extent, we will never know, but there was fraud. Yeah, there definitely was fraud. Elaine says, check out what I made for Big D if you you get a chance. Oh, you made something for Big D? I hadn't heard about that. Is that on your page, Elaine, or where can I find that? Ian Trick says, just because you heard it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Apparently the plan was always a lie. Someone wrote back to Tim saying he's still live and was speaking on Glow Lady stream the past half hour. I'm not sure who you guys are talking about. Damon says, in basic training, they gave me a rabbit to keep alive for a week. Everybody wanted to name him. I called him Stu, because
Crossing the Potomac River.
That's funny, Damon.
We can float down to D.C. from here.
I didn't bring my swimming suit. Darn.
We're crossing the state line into West Virginia.
Elaine says, ask Big D. He has it already. I will definitely try to ask him. I might not be able to ask him before the rally, but I'll definitely try to ask him at least, either at dinner time or at after the rally. Whatever you made him. I made it to look like his fire truck. It's holding a fire hydrant. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. That sounds like something I had wanted to make Soup Mama something to go with stew, but I just...
Yeah?
Yeah. Thought that would be cool. Lovey-Dovey says, to Dancing Queen, it's okay not to trust, but if you haven't watched the January 6 hearings, you would think different. All other day, Trump appointed Justice Department, all Republicans saying Trump knew it was a lie. Dancing Queen says, a guy spoke during the morning meeting about his health issues and bleeding out. That is who Tim K is referring to. He was speaking on Glow Lady's stream in the last half an hour. Oh, I missed the morning meeting, guys, because I've been on the road with you guys, so I don't know what was said there. Angela says, we need to get the YouTube group Adventures with Purpose to check the Potomac River for hidden cars. I didn't know there was hidden cars. Elaine says, it was a lot of work. Thank God my hands are good. Yeah, I can imagine. I made a Christmas mouse, amigurumi, and it was really time involved. It took a lot of time because you had to make the ears, the head, the nose, the eyes, and then attach the head to the body, and then you had the arms, legs, and the tail. And then he also had a sweater and a hat. So when I won first place when I entered him into my local fair, which was really cool. Someone at one of my doctor's offices actually wanted to buy him from me, and they were like, I'll give you $40 for it. And I said, that's what I don't realize how much time goes into making something like that. $40 is nowhere near adequate, in my humble opinion, for a handmade doll.
It's like working for $2 an hour.
Yeah, it's just, it's not enough. So I always try to encourage people to start the bidding at the auction for handmade stuff like that, at least $80 to $100, because I know how much time goes into something like that. It's a lot of time. And like Afghans are an insane amount of time and love that goes into an Afghan. Dancing Queen says, to Lovey, January 6 hearings is a witch hunt. It's total BS.
What's that song about propaganda? Who does that?
Dax. D-A-X.
Epoch Times is coming out with a J6 documentary. They were going to do it in 2 parts, but I think they're going to do it as a combined release coming up in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Joshua Phillip has been working on that. He's one of the reporters for Epic Times.
Denise says, you're new to me, and just the level of conversation between you and your dad is so refreshing. I'm looking forward to your talk. Well, thanks, Denise. Angela says, Adventures with Purpose search for missing people who disappeared with their cars within a 5-mile radius of their last known location.
Yeah, I kind of thought it had something to do with that.
I did not know that. That's
People mysteriously suiciding.
Lovey-dovey says to Dancing Queen, if you think there was voter fraud, then you need to watch the hearings to learn more about it. I know it's hard to hear what you don't like, I get it, but facts and truths don't pick sides. Dancing Queen wrote back, what do you think happened to the liberals and Democrats that broke into the Arizona Capitol last night? I don't know anything about that. I know you guys were talking about that earlier. Angela says, Adventures with Purpose will also search rivers, lakes, and other bodies of water to solve unsolved cases. That's quite cool. Elaine agrees on Facebook that is a lot of time involved. Those bears are my own pattern. I learned how to do patterns when I was 12. Oh, that's really cool. She also agrees with Denise that we are refreshing to listen to.
That's hard work, putting together your own pattern.
Yeah, that is a lot of work. I admit the only pattern I ever put together was a dishcloth, and I kind of gave it up. And then I resorted to testing patterns for designers. So designers would do a testing call that they need someone to help, work out the kinks, catch any, typos, etc. So I used to do that a lot, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. So I did some garments, a lot of hats, some fingerless gloves, and a few. I think I did one amigurumi, like a lovey for a child, where it has like a little blanket with a little animal head on it. I'm trying to think, what else did I test?
You tested a lot of things.
Shawls and scarves. Elaine says it took 6 months for the pattern. I can believe it. It's a lot of work, especially with something that detailed. Angela says, lovey-dovey, I saw ballot stuffing myself live, so that is BS.
There's a lot of ballot stuffing video in 2,000 Mules.
Yeah.
As they said in the video, everybody votes at 1 a.m., right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always awake usually at 1 a.m. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, let me drop off my mail-in ballot.
I forgot to take one.
So this part of West Virginia is not very wide. You go through from Pennsylvania through Maryland, West Virginia, into Virginia in a very short period of time.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I missed the state boundary.
I guess you could go to 4 corners, right? And you could stand pretty much in 4 states at once. Out west they have such precisely defined lines. Where here it's mostly boundaries like rivers. Pennsylvania's eastern boundary is determined by the Delaware River.
Angela says, crooked government hearings are nothing compared to 2,000 Mules. Elaine says, I watched that and watched the waters, very eye-opening. Dancing Queen says, Attorney General Mark, I think it's Bernovich, announced that Guillermin Fuentes of San Luis pleaded guilty on Thursday to 1 count of ballot abuse.
This is an Arizona case, I think, right?
I think so. Damon says, January 6th is a scam in the distraction from the American people. Look here instead of over here while we do this. Such a shame. Yeah, I do agree that they're trying to use the January 6th as a distraction.
Yeah, well, maybe maybe somebody can tell me what the Democrats have accomplished.
Dancy Queen says to Lovey a Class 6 felony for her role in the August 2020 primary election ballot harvesting scheme, where early ballots from other voters were collected and deposited into a ballot box on primary election day. Angela says, I live in a swing state. We are starting swing state Dropbox watchers. Hold them accountable. Lovey-dovey says 4 million minutes of footage and they never ever show the same person going to more than one mailbox, which is their entire argument. If they had it, why would they not show it? I think they did show a lot of footage in that film. I can't say I could tell if it was the same person or not.
Well, that would be, I think that's a good point, though. I would agree with that.
I'd have to rewatch it because I mainly listen to it rather than watch it. So I would have to check that out, but that's a good point. Damon says 14 tons, and what do you get $1 day and deeper in debt?
It's a lyric line.
Oh, sorry, I probably butchered that. Definitely didn't say that the way it was supposed to be said.
It's an old country song.
14 tons, what do you get $1 a day and deeper in debt? Dancy Queen says you aren't watching the video because you don't want to see what you want to see. Dovey wrote back, no, they didn't show. They didn't. No, they didn't. They showed 3 people. Joe says the cameras were not set up on many of the boxes. That is true. Many of the cameras were not set up. Elaine asks on Facebook, did you watch the movie, the water movie? I have not. I think it's called, is it Under the Water or something? I have heard of it. It's on the to-do list.
Is this the one where Brian Artis is in it?
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah.
I know it's on the list to watch. I haven't seen it.
I guess we shied away from that. We didn't think that was going to have much credibility, but...
It's more just we haven't had time.
Yeah.
Anything. Watch the Water is what it's called. Okay. Yeah, I have it. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
You actually met Brian Artis.
Yeah, I actually met Brian Artis at Hershey earlier in March of this year. He spoke along with Dr. Peter McCullough, Steve Kirsch from MIT, and attorney Tom Renz.
Well, I don't think Steve Kirsch is with MIT, though. He went to MIT and he has apparently he's got a conference room or something named after him.
He's got something named after him at MIT. I guess I just say that because that's how he...
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I guess because he graduated.
Yeah, so...
I guess I always think when they say that, it's like, oh, you work at MIT, right?
I think he's got a PhD.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, I think that's why he puts it out that way. Elaine says, wow, what an eye-opening film. I'm assuming you're referring to Watch the Water. Yeah, I've only seen a trailer for it on the Stu Peters show. I haven't seen the video. I definitely will check it out. Like I said, it's been just not enough hours in the day because I've been I have physical therapy and, other appointments and stuff, and just sleep. I need a lot of sleep. So, and then of course doing all the notes for the different freedom movements. It's a lot. So we should be about 14 miles away.
Makes sense.
Roughly.
12 miles to Virginia.
When we get there, guys, once we figure out where we're going for the grapes, I am going to end the live stream because I will have to pack up my gear to get ready to set up for live streaming the rally. So I will be ending it. So make sure you come back around 4 o'clock to look for the new links for Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. Praying Rumble will actually hold this time when I reboot the phone. So if it doesn't, I will definitely post it up later tonight. Yeah, we're almost there, Elaine. It's so exciting. Victoria says Raptor is going to direct us in.
Yeah.
So, and you met him last time, so. He's security. He's one of the security guys. I am going to go ahead and start putting some sunscreen on. Oh, my hotspot's getting low.
Needs a charge?
says, let's do a chat experiment. Use a search engine and type anything you think is true, such as Trump won the election, Trump didn't, lie about fraud, 2,000 meals is true. Go ahead and type it. Well, if you type it in Google, I know it's going to show up. It's going to be Google's narrative. Someone called I Just Farted says hello. Well, hello to you too. Yeah, Google is controlled. They don't want you to see certain things. So it's unfortunate, but
if you watch Plandemic 2, they talk about how the searches are how they'll bring up a whole bunch of things that are all consistent with each other. And so you tend to think, oh, well, that must be true.
What you don't realize is the funding is coming from the same people for those different websites.
The stories are essentially the same. It's like it's a video clip where they show all the news people talking about a story, and they have them all synchronized. There's a screen full of maybe 20 different TV channels, and they're all saying things exactly word for word. It's all scripted.
I wonder if my hotspot's going to overheat today. Outside.
Yeah, it needs a cooler for that too, I bet. Didn't think about that.
Shucks. I hope not.
Give it some shade.
I'm already getting a rash for being too warm. I'm just in the sun. I'm not even outside.
Well, we got some ice packs.
I'll have to catch up on the comments in a few minutes, guys. I'm putting some sunscreen on. It's gonna be hot.
That's probably what we should do.
Probably.
Use an ice pack. The site's about 7 miles from here. It's right along the highway. We won't get a good view on this side. That must be rough sleeping though, with the traffic noise.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Earplugs, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it wasn't that many months ago. They were encamped at Hagerstown, and it was so cold. We had that really cold spell at the end of March.
Oh, yeah. It actually snowed, sleeted, and freezing rained at the Malone rally.
Yeah, it was neat to be able to see Malone in person like that. I think he's probably one of the most level-headed voices on this whole subject. And he voted for Biden. He thought at the time that was the right choice.
Yeah, guys, I'll have to get to the comments in a few minutes. I don't want to burn.
not even doable.
Well, I'm making it work, but it's not ideal. I know some of it has it built
You
in.
can get, can't you?
Yeah. Probably should do that. Probably would be a smart thing.
To the Virginia line. Then you get into Virginia, and then you're in Virginia, and you're in Virginia, and you're in it forever. Because the 81 takes you through the western part of Virginia, which is really big. Scenery in the western.
Do you have that box in the trunk that I could use? I'm thinking that it might be a good idea to not have the battery stuff on the ground today.
That little box that has the CB radio in it.
Yeah. Can we bring that? Because I think with the macadam, how hot it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be good to get it off the ground. So.
Exit 323. So we're about 325 miles from Tennessee. That's how much of Virginia you got to go through to get to Tennessee. I think that's more than Pennsylvania's width. I know Pennsylvania's sunscreen on my arm.
I'm sorry. It squirted out too fast.
It's okay. I'll paint my face with it.
You know how it is. It just plugs out.
That's where they are.
Alright, I gotta quickly catch up on the comments and then we get showtime.
Chat's been busy.
Damon says, jagged terrain is just like jagged politics. They keep you guessing. Dancing Queen says, if you don't believe the truth, that Google controls the searches. Sherry says, America should take... Dancing Queen says, Lovey, it's departments from several companies I've worked for said this. It isn't a conspiracy I created. Like a sprinkler on steroids. That'd be pretty funny. Dancing Queen says, if that's the case, it'll be false charges. Karen says, lovey-dovey, you may be right, but somebody else will do just as good, if not better. America is tired of slandering. Sherry says, I agree, Dad. Dr. Malone is very good at what he does. Yes, he is. Cleo says, thanks to Trump for all he's done and still doing, i.e. Roe v. Wade, and left goes crazy. Damon says, if the bureaucracy will keep any U.S. citizen from running as government official, then the bureaucracy has to go. It's still we the people, right? Iggy says, ETA, a minute. Karen says, everything he said is true. Bruce says, are we there yet? Dora says, Trump was able to do it from his business knowledge, not political. Bruce says, is Oreo streaming? I can't find him. I do not know what Oreo's up to. Don't forget, he ran this country for $1 American, Karen says. Damon says, the news organizations get together every morning and put on talking points. Very true.
Choose freedom.
Yep. Dancing Queen says, his own appointed cabinet members sitting and hearing live testifying. Nobody's putting words in their mouths.
Good. We have a bunch of grapes.
Raptor is supposed to direct us.
Yeah, Raptor said we were supposed to meet up with Raptor. He's going to direct us.
Right here. Yep, all right. But what I got to do is go right through the thing here, and then Crystal's right there. She'll let you in.
Oh, okay.
Go
Yeah.
right through in between the blocks here.
Okay.
I got grapes.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Yeah, we're going into back gate. Good luck with your speech today, Sherry. Thanks, Sherry. So it's like right here.
Tight turns.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm not going to pay attention to comments now because we're here. So it's going to be time to unload the grapes.
Oh, that's a big rock.
Thank you guys so much for riding along with us. I'm going to shut the stream down now, and we'll be back for streaming the rally. Take care.